I start this show with nobody wants to see you happy. Nobody wants to see your ass happy. You understand me? Nobody cares about your life. People only want to know because they're jealous and they're envious. Nobody cares. People are mean. People don't want to see you free. People don't want to see you be someone who made wiser choices than them in their life over how they made the choices in their motherfucking life. People don't like to see that. And when you come to that full realization, everything will roll off your back. And you will do things and you will move very different. I sat here and shout out to you, Cuzzo. I was talking to Cuzzo and was reading this article together about relationships. And what was interesting is that I was saying how we need to start looking at love and what love really is, you know? What has society told us that love is? You know what I mean? Right? I have to take that in. We have to start looking at basically what we need to see in our face. What am I talking about? You sit here and you get involved with somebody and you get involved with them for some time. You get involved with somebody else. This person is beating on them, they're in an abusive ass relationship. And it took them about goddamn 3 to 6 months to have a wedding ring with this motherfucker. And you looking like, huh? What the fuck? Oh, it took you 10 years with them, and it took them about 6, 8 months with this person, and they married. And you looking like, what the fuck? And you're not understanding, right? You like, didn't I give you my all? Didn't I show you love? Didn't I? Because people show you who they are by how they treat you versus how they treat people who treat them so fucked up. They're telling you their mindset, they're telling you their vibration, they're telling you their alignment. Okay? Because it goes back to that word, that beautiful word, alignment. Right? It goes back to the understanding of quantum leaping and quantum jumping and the whole guilty by association. Right? And you're just sitting there and you're like, yeah, okay. But I'm here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. People are fucked up and you need to focus on your alignment. That's the answer. People are fucked up and you need to focus on your alignment. hmm You also need to understand people don't want happiness. Okay? People don't want happiness. People don't want to choose themselves. People don't want to be happy. People will never want to. Let me tell you something. Let me just put this one out here really loud for you. People will never want to accept the reality that someone uses their energy to manifest everything that they want to manifest in their life. They want to believe they signed some contract to some demon. They want to make sure that they signed some contract to some deals to the devil, that somebody's a witch, that somebody's a warlock. They don't want to believe that someone has put in the energetic work to get to where they are. You need to understand that. Also understand something else that I need y'all to understand very deeply. Okay. A lot of people, right? Hear me out. Hear me out deeply on this one. A lot of people, they will never, never have the knowledge, have the wisdom, have the intelligence to ever make themselves motherfucking happy. Do you hear me? And a lot of people, they will continue to project, be jealous, and be envious because guess what? That's all they motherfucking know. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Okay? That's all they motherfucking know. Okay? They don't know. Trust me when I tell you this, and I'm being dead ass serious. They don't know, they don't understand, and they never will understand what it is to love themselves or to truly know what the fuck loving themselves is. They will never know what the fuck that shit is. I need you to understand that. And this is all in what? The poverty frequency. See, we got to talk about the poverty frequency. It took me 8 minutes to say it, but that's just what it is. It is the poverty frequency. Point blank, period. Okay? Point blank, period. And with the poverty frequency, people are going to operate like this in the poverty frequency. This is why when you are living your life a certain type of way, you pull yourself away from the poverty frequency. You don't let the poverty frequency get to you. When you are walking outside and you're living your life and you're walking in alignment, there's going to get to a point where there's a lot of things in the poverty frequency that you ain't going to want to fuck with. I was sitting down today because it's been a restful weekend for me. And I was sitting down today and I was watching, I was scrolling today, right? I was scrolling because I was looking at some just told me to go to somebody's page today that I haven't seen in a while, and I went to their page today, right? And I was checking out their their brand. I was checking out what they had going on and shit like that. I was just like, oh, they still going, they still making shit happen, they still got new songs, they still got it going on, they still making shit happen. That's what's up. And so I watched this. Shit. Oh shit. So I watched this and motherfucker, you know, and I was like, oh, this person is making big moves. You feel me? And they just got their own thing going. And they connected to some real high value motherfucking people. I mean, high value people, right? But that's not the point, though. That's a part of the point, but that's not the point. The point is, they are in alignment. That's the point. They're in alignment. And I can see from their connections that they're aligned to a lot of industry people. So what am I wanting you to understand from what I'm talking about you today with this poverty frequency? Now, I hope those of you who've been listening, who's been following along since we've been doing money frequency all the way to part 6, the poverty frequency. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are a trooper. And for those of you who've been around for a while, you're going to understand what we have been walking into, from understanding your money, from getting to know your money, and to now, learning about the level of guru, listening to videos like that. And then we stepped our frequency up to hearing from an actual millionaire tell women, this is the ways of rich women. This is the way of the wealthy, walking into that wealthy frequency, right? But here is something I have to make clear about the wealthy frequency that I see. When you're walking into a wealthy frequency, your idea about relationships begins to shift. Oh yeah. Anybody experiencing that? Anybody's been experiencing that? Your idea about relationships begins to shift. As you begin to quantum leap and you understand that it's about you and how you collapse time and reality and cross bridges, it's about you. So why are we women sitting around waiting for someone to marry us? Should we not make this? Should it matter that we want to marry them? Just hear me out. Think about it. Quantum leaping, wealth frequency. Wouldn't it matter that if we want to be married to them, and that's what we manifest in our life, not the other way around? Why does marriage have to be the thing to make us feel validated by somebody else's love who's another human being like me? Why? And see, this is when the idea of love really started to hit me. Relationships is about growth. Relationship is about who's going to financially grow you. But see, this is such a tricky conversation because we can be like, this is sounding like a bit like sprinkle, sprinkle, right? This is sounding a bit like that, right? But that's not where I'm going with it. I'm talking about the wealth frequency. But see, in order for any woman to get to that level, she has to be there for herself already. Because see, the universe don't work like that. Despite what fairy tales want to tell you bitches, the universe don't work like that. The universal laws, the laws of money don't work like that. You can't be a broke bum bitch and attract a motherfucker that got a bunch of money. Not gonna happen. And if that person has money and they're with you, there's something abusive about them. There's something they're lying about. They really don't got what they say they got. And more than likely, you're going to have to find out the hard way. But you such a bum. You so poor. How the hell you going to know what money is? How the hell you going to even know what wealth is if you're such a poor bum bitch? Because the answer is you don't know, Risa Tisa. That's why you going to fast food stores and this dude telling you he run football teams and this and that, and you ain't got the common sense to Google this motherfucker. Because you lying to yourself and he lying to you. He's just reflecting back to you everything that you are, Risa Tisa. And it's a lot of y'all that are Risa Tisas. But it's only when you're in the wealth frequency that you're going to attract it. It goes back to what a woman said. I said, man, I want to, I think I said something about who I wanted to meet or something. She said, the only way you're going to meet A&Rs is if you're A&R. The only way you're going to meet other guitar players is if you're a guitar player, right? And then see, you're going to meet people at your level, because if you play that guitar half-assed, let's say you just play the guitar every weekend and you don't dedicate yourself Sunday to Sunday playing that guitar, you're gonna meet somebody that's a half-ass guitar player too. You're gonna meet somebody that's a half-ass songwriter too. You're gonna meet somebody who used to rap for such and such rapper, this and that, and you looking at them like, what the fuck do you do now? Would look like you live in a shelter, because that's the frequency you're gonna attract, because you have put it down too. Because it don't fucking work like that. Listen to me closely. It don't fucking work like that. You cannot walk around here riding people's wave. This is why they say the destiny swap, it don't fucking work like that. You can't ride the wave. You can ride the wave, but you can't really ride the wave. It don't work like that. If you're going to manifest and you're going to be in this wealth frequency, you have to do it all the way into the wealth frequency. Because I promise you, you're going to get aggravated. You're going to be so aggravated. You're not going to want to hear nothing. I've recently unsubscribed. And I have more places to unsubscribe to, right? I just unsubscribed. And I was just like, you know what? What am I benefiting from this shit? What is this shit doing for me? What is this shit doing for my life? And it's not. And it wasn't. And I said, let me just give this a chance. But eventually I'm going to unsubscribe from that too. And so all of this shit started there. And I said, let me look for this and let me find this. And then I went into the frequency of a particular person today. And I was like, oh shit. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna just say, oh shit. Oh shit. That's all I said. Because I began to realize that this person, despite the fact that they may not be seen as somebody in the industry, they are very much in the industry. They are very much, they have taken their craft elsewhere. They're directing, they're producing, they're creative directing, they're songwriting. They're still doing what they do. They just amplified the frequency and aligned it up more. And they're working with high value fucking people. And the people they're working with are worth 30 million, 1.5 million. I looked it up. Okay. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, this motherfucking person is aligned. But see, a hating ass motherfucker will look at that person and be like, oh, they probably getting fucked up the ass to pay for that studio. You know, they'll be like, ain't no way this motherfucker got money. Ain't no way. And it's not even about that. I'm just looking at what they doing. I'm just looking at how they work. I'm looking at how they align with the best of the best. You understand? I'm looking at how this person is consistently and constantly fucking working. Okay? Okay? And this is what I'm trying to say. I also saw that this person net worth is to 100,000 to 1 million. And I wouldn't be surprised if they up in the million. Okay? And so I sit here and I was sitting here thinking something, right? And I was like, right? Looking at this person, right? Because I'm looking at something right now about him real quick. I'm not going to put it out there, but I was looking. And I was just like, this motherfucker lying. Let me tell you something else that hit me. Let me tell you something else that hit me. I saw a lot of black people. I saw a whole lot of black people, right? Whether American, Caribbean, African, whatever, international. I saw a lot of black people. I found something yesterday about Solange. Solange has created a library, y'all. She has created a library with nothing but black people and black history. How incredible is that? That's what Solange just did. Okay. So, that's going to be a hit. Okay. I posted that on my Facebook. Anyway, I saw these black people, right? And I saw how talented these black people are. They're making music. He's doing videos with them. He's the creative director. You can see he has his own style. You can see all these other artists that he has consistently been working with for years. Okay. I watch this. He has a team of people he has known for years. He has done interviews and say he has people he known for 10 years, whatever years. He said he appreciates people that he gets to know for that long, and that's been in his life for that long. I remember this, and I'm looking at this. But here's something else that hit me while I was watching. And I was like, I sat here and I watched this divested shit, right? And I watched about divested and getting away from black culture and black people and this and that. And I'm from the city, so I know that there's different culture and people, and I still have my views about things because I'm around culture and I've been around culture for a very long time, right? And so I am a cultured person, shit. And so I'm like, well, the divestors will call us dusties and shit logs and the shit that monkeys and apes and gorillas and N-words with the hard R. They'll name everybody in this room that way. But then I sit here and I say to myself, well, how fucking mature is that? Because then I thought about it and I said, we're going to get into frequency now. I thought about the frequency. The frequency of going over there with them divestors, that's some low ass shit, bro. That's some childish ass shit, bro. That's some, you want to call it that's some childish, mammy, hateful, envious, homophobic, horrible ass shit over there. The energy way different. So I went over there in this person's frequency today because, when you're looking at people, you're in their frequency. And I'm like, who the fuck do these divestors know in their real time? What kind of lives do these people really live? When I'm sitting here and I'm looking around me and I see black people, because I'm an artist, I'm a creative, I see people of all nationalities, sexualities, all races as well, mostly black, brown people, right? And people working with black, brown people. We didn't get into that. And these are not dusty and trailer trash looking people that are working with black people. And they look great as well. And they're all in this frequency together and they're fucking creating. And I'm just like, where the fuck do these people go? Who are these people? And what kind of lives do they live? And I understand why some people walked away from that kind of content and why there's certain type of people who are there. Because when I sit here and I realize that's a poverty frequency. See, I started looking at things as a frequency. Solange, that's wealth frequency. This artist I was looking at today, that's a wealth frequency. Divestors, poverty frequency. This over here, this Patreon I'm in, they're working to be in the wealth frequency, but there's a bit of a poverty mindset that's going on there. So it's poverty frequency. Somebody sitting here laughing at people getting dragged away with ICE, laughing at an image of a black child being arrested with handcuffs behind their back. That's poverty frequency. And we need to speak about that. We don't need to speak about shit. Fuck it. You need to identify it. Identify it for what it is. Identify it for the energy that it is. And I promise you, your life will move the fuck on. I promise you, life will move the fuck on. I promise you, you That stuff won't even be in your radar, I promise you. Because it's time to be in the wealth frequency. It's time to read the books. It's time to learn. It's time to open this motherfucking portal. Okay? Right? It's time to do that shit. I just, let me tell you something that happened to me. All right. I speak a lot from my own experience. Y'all know this already, right? I sat here and I found this course, right? And I was like, okay, I like this course, right? And I checked it out. I checked out the video, everything. It was awesome. And you know, that course opened more doors for me. It's not that I didn't like, there's a lot of websites and stuff that I have found and stuff, but I kind of just checked them out because I just found them. But then I kind of kept, browsing through it. Kind of kept going on. And I ended up cycling right back around to this website. And I was like, okay, let me finally just go ahead and sign up for this website. And I finally signed up for it. And I have a public profile. And I said, okay, opportunity, making opportunities for myself, and then all type of other doors. Again, y'all know I always talk about my doors, I just don't get into the details. And then all type of other doors start opening for me, and I actually sat down and rested this weekend. I actually sat down and rested this weekend and sipped a lot of tea. I think the only thing I ate was a Buddha bowl, and that was like what, Saturday I ate that. It was delicious too. It was very delicious. It had a lot of chickpeas and beans, and it was a salad. It was delicious. I told them to send me that one more. Okay. And so while I was in this frequency of opportunity and finding things, what I have, what I came to see was, if I would have kept in the frequency of that divestment shit, of that other shit, these doors wouldn't have opened all the way that they do, because I can feel the difference of how the doors open. Like, it's like I was crossing paths with these doors, like kind of looking at them, kind of peeping, like, oh, okay, whatever. But I wasn't really walking through these doors. But there was a bigger door that I had to begin to see about myself. Because you're sitting here and I look at people who speak about things and they show their face, they make sure they put their face out there. And, they have a very private life, and as they should, I get it. But I also realize, like, hey, the people I follow don't live like that. Yes, they have a private life, but they have a very public life. They have a life where you see their work. You see the people that they work with. You see the work that they do. They can't really keep it private because they're acting, they're directors, they're creative directors, they're producing. They don't have a life that could be private. They don't have a life that, they're going to places, so there's pictures that's going to be taken of them and shit like that, so they don't really have a private life. Okay, so what am I talking about here? So I sit here and look at the frequency of these poor-minded people who, they get behind their microphones and they talk and stuff. And I'm not knocking that. I think you all know what I'm talking about when I say this. Because the divestors and the black divestors, we know why they hide behind them. It's only one who I play right now. She does not hide behind the microphone. And that's tree something, tree house something is her name, right? Okay. So let's get to it. She the only one who like doesn't hide her face. But let me just say this. Okay, let me just say this. All right. I think that as a whole, hear me out. And why do I do this? What makes me get on this microphone and talk about these things? Why do I care to talk? Why don't I just turn off the microphone, open up my notebook, and just write this stuff down, keep it to myself? and just get on here and probably vent about some shit, play some shit, laugh, but never ever share with y'all this information. I'm going to tell you why. Fucking frequency. I don't have the energy to turn on a microphone phone and vent some shit. I'll write it down. If it's aggravating me that much, I'll get the fuck away from it. I don't have the energy in my life anymore to sit around with such foolish childishness. Okay? I don't have it. It don't got nothing to do. It's a frequency thing. I've been here before. It's a frequency thing. It ain't an age thing. I don't have time. And every time I get on this microphone, I feel like this. If I can reach out to somebody out there, whatever age that they are, whatever point of life that they are, that they can come here and listen to what I talk about or care about what I have to talk about, and I can shake something in their lives and their lives can move different, I appreciate that. Because I'm understanding the value of words. I'm understanding the value of talking. You see, I'm understanding more. I understood it before, but I'm understanding it more. The value of words and talking and speaking and what it means to get on the microphone. Let me tell you why poverty is the root of all evil. Have you noticed that poor motherfuckers get away with poor shit that they do to people and poor behavior? The scamming. Lamar Johnson done scammed millions out of niggas, and he's just the one that's out there. Shit, he's just one of the many who have scammed other black people, other people in this world who lie and deceive, who come out of jail and still come out to do the same scamming ass shit. But let somebody rich do some shit. Let somebody rich do some sexual deviant shit and watch how quick they're put on Front Street for doing it. Let somebody rich do some shit like somebody want 10,000 a month. I mean 15,000 a month, and he can only give them 10,000 in baby oil, and watch how much he gets penalized for that. But let somebody put a school together that's rich and let them scam and not really do something with the money and watch them have to pay the price. Do you see the difference between what it is to be rich versus poor life? They don't really get consequences. You know, when consequences happen for them, you know, their consequences is through police officers pulling them over and taking down their name and arresting them. And they're like, I didn't do nothing. You know, they get little consequences like that. And then, of course, they get jail time if they commit murder and think they get away with it like that. You can't get away with that. Nobody can. Not even a rich motherfucker can. But did you ever realize that someone who has the most money, the rich person, always can never get away with the shit that the poor person does? Tell yourself the truth about your life. Just tell yourself the truth. Think about your life in the hood or in a poor situation, a poor frequency situation, and look how much people got away with shit. Tell yourself the truth. Look at the shit that you saw happen and how people got away with it. And then look at the world and look at people who have money, even on the TV screen. Look at people who have money and look at what they do not get away with. Look how fast they don't get away with shit. Look how fast they don't get away with scamming and all this type of behavior. What does that tell you about the wealth frequency? It comes with great responsibility. You know what it also tells you? It tells you why poor people are poor people. While middle class is middle class. Because middle class is just, they're still poor people. I mean, like, just no one's gonna like to admit that, but middle class are still poor people. Okay? Because that's what it is. It's the rich and it's the poor. Middle class just decided to give themselves that name. I have families that's middle class, don't get me wrong, but middle class people can live very poor too. You got a middle class family that don't have their motherfucking lights and gas on in that motherfucking house while you living in the projects with all your shit on. So who's poor and who's middle class? I had somebody tell me they were jealous of people in the projects and they lived in the house because people in the projects had fucking hot water and heat and shit and they didn't. See? How about them apples? So let me just give y'all something. Um, there's a lady, she laughs at people who gets their ass handed to them by ICE. And I notice a lot of black divestors, especially, they just they don't like immigrants. They are pro-American to the bone. I don't understand that because I don't know nobody that's like black and pro of that's all American like that, because that's just me, you know what I mean? And so yeah. Um okay. So let me get focused here. We have people talking about being on the right side of history. We have people talking about the far left. We have people talking about all this stuff, right? But what does it all mean at the end of the fucking day? There's a woman with 9 children, y'all. I'm not playing the video. You can go find it. There's a woman with 9 children, and she's at the food stamp office, and 3 of them are disabled. Do the math, okay? 3 of them are disabled. She said, I don't give a damn about nothing about no government shutdown. I need my food stamps, right? I need my food stamp for my children, right? And she sounds like a slave too when she talks. Go look it up. And we got that going on, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, what the fuck is this? And then we got Beyonce just won a country award Grammy. And then we have somebody saying, well, you know, Beyonce's a witch, so that's why she won. And then we got people talking about and being happy that people are getting hauled off by ICE, even if it's their little children. They don't give a fuck. It's an immigrant. They want them out of here. They don't give a fuck. They got immigrant hate, right? Then we have, I can keep going on and on and on, but then I sat here today and I watched a video and I watched the channel of this music artist in his studio, live in his studio, in his own world, with all of these different artists and celebrities. I mean, all of them. I'm talking about Issa Rae. I'm talking about Lena up in that bitch. I'm talking about the Tiana Taylor's new boo, the Green Goblin guy. I'm talking about a lot of rappers and stuff. I remember, like underground rappers. I remember from New York City. I can go on and on. That's in this studio. Machine fucking Drum. A lot of the DJs who do EDM DJs. Charlie Puke, Calvin Harris, aka his real name is Adam, up in his studio, and he's doing music and he's doing videos of these people while all this stuff is going on. And I'm like, does this person even care about what's going on in this world? Does this person even post anything political? When he talks to these people, they're talking about other type of shit, and it's like, are you in this world, dude? But that's not the point. That's the point. Excuse me. That is the point. People playing the saxophone and interior decorated studio. I can go on. Why? Why is that? It's not telling me to be delusional. No, not at all. It's talking about the wealth frequency. And it's saying that when you are in the wealth frequency, you begin to take on the behaviors, habits, and the lifestyle of people in the wealth frequency. Duchess Dollar said, you study finance. She even dropped books. Okay? Study finance. Really sit down and understand your money. Be obsessed. Instead of being obsessed with the housewives and love and hip hop, be obsessed with understanding your money and how you can make more of it. Understand that rich people purchase items that can get them money. They said poor people are consumers. Middle class buy things to elevate their tax credit. Rich people buy things that gets them more money. That's why that rich person has art in their house, that art in their home, because the art makes them more money. You see? What makes them more money? Because you are the currency, you are the money, right? That rich person sits down and has, uh, I need to get some water. I have not I've been drinking tea, but I have not been drinking water. I need to turn my light on. That rich person says, what benefits me in purchasing this item here, this piece of artwork here? What benefits me? That's what the rich person says. That's the wealth frequency. Now, I admit, yesterday I was talking to the ex, and oh boy, that was a very interesting conversation. Let me tell you all, that was a very, very, very interesting conversation. Okay, I was talking to the ex, and as she was going on and going on about what she was going on about, I said, yo, why don't you just focus on, you know, your career, your music, you got your albums out, why don't you do that? Why don't you just be with somebody that's more industry or associate with more industry people? She goes, I did do that with her. She did hair, she did this, she did that, and she knew people. She knew somebody who was, I got she knew people. She was a chef for people and this and that. And she even I have a cousin that did music for for Tubi and this and that. I said, oh, he does the soundboard, right? So she didn't know the proper terminology of it too. Because that's another thing about the wealth frequency. You'll teach yourself proper terminology. Okay. So you can know what the fuck you're talking about when you talk about things. Somebody is actually doing a course on understanding basic terminology and words of a screenplay, of a script. And I said, okay, yeah, sign me up for that because I need that, right? Because you need to know what you're talking about. Now, moving forward. So that happened with that person, right? And I said, okay, so I'm talking to them about them, and they're talking about this person because they don't know how to not come outside of themselves. Everything is outside of themselves. They don't know how to just be inside of themselves, right? So this is what I saw, right? Can I put this here? Okay, yes, I can. Okay. So I said, they don't know how to be outside of themselves, right? That's what I said. Because they don't, right? Because they don't. And so what began to happen? I'm going to tell you what began to happen. I sat down as I listened to this person, right? And I thought about myself, because that's what I do. I said, what is it in my life that I'm doing too? Am I looking outside myself for things? Am I depending on somebody else to give me something that I can give to myself? All this type of shit that I started, right, thinking about, right? And that's not it. That's not it at all, y'all. That's not it at all, y'all. What I started to realize was that you got people who they're around such low lives. I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm saying to you. They're around such low lives, right? They're around such people who are really jealous and envious, right? They don't really want to ever, and listen to me very closely, they don't really want to ever really have the success that they really want to have, because the frequency of the people around them, they ain't ready for what's going to come with those people. But when you're in the wealth frequency, you care about the elevation of your damn self. And so therefore, when you care about the elevation of your damn self, you don't give a fuck about the de-elevation of somebody else. Do you follow me? I need to know that you're following me. When you care about the elevation of yourself, you know that you need to get the fuck away from the person who will be in the way of that elevation, correct? I'm just saying. Because if this is something I had to learn. If I'm standing next to you and I feel like I can't be successful because you can't come along, I've been there before. And if I feel like, damn, if I go and get this success, you can't come along with me. Subconsciously, you can't really come because I can't really bring you around and shit like that, and this, that, and the third. The fact that you feel that way is enough to get the fuck away from that motherfucking person. Is enough to energetically say adios to that motherfucking person. Do you see how that shit go? Uh-huh. This is what I'm talking about. And why am I talking about this? Why am I even bringing this shit up? I'm going to tell you why I'm bringing this up. Because there's a lot of people right now, the very thing that's hindering everything that you want and need in your life is because the fact that you got something around you, you got people around you. They may come off successful. They may seem as if that they have, but they really don't. They may come off as, right, that they are well put together and all this and that, and they come into your life, but they may not do the things you do for the same purpose and reason why that you do it. You got to keep that in mind, my love. Okay? You got to keep that shit in mind. Why am I telling you to keep that shit in mind? Because it's alignment. Why do you think I fucking sit here and I tell y'all all the time, y'all? I'll be like, listen, take it to the industry. Put yourself at industry level. Why do you think I tell y'all that? First of all, oh damn, that tofu is actually good. So you won't make the mistakes that I make. You won't make the terrible mistakes that I made. Number one. Number two, common sense. Let's call it what it is. Common sense. Okay? What is somebody who not in the industry, who don't have those connections, who does not have those alignments? Because the key is alignment. That's the key thing, is alignment. How do their life align? how well is their life aligned? See, the beauty of social media tells on people. Okay. I had somebody today on my social media, and I was like, how does gal get on my goddamn social media? Who is this? I was like, who is this person? Like, how the fuck did they get on my social media? I don't even know who this person is on my social media, right? So this is what I was saying to myself. And I looked at their page and I try to look, because I like to see who's what and who's what, so I can make sure, right? Because it was somebody I did eventually take the fuck off my social media. That bitch had to go. Because I got rid of her because I peeped. That's another thing you gotta pay attention to. I peeped that she was copying this very pretty young lady. And she got that very mammy look about her, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I was like, nah. She copying that girl, and I ain't got time for that shit. And so I took her off my shit, and then I ain't like the shit she said to me either. So I was like, yeah, this bitch gotta go. All right, this bitch gotta go. All the way gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, okay, here go my celery. I thought I didn't have my celery. All right. And so it's these different type of things, okay? And so a thing that I begin to see as well is that why is your frequency going to get exhausted like this? I'll tell you why. Your frequency is getting exhausted because you know it's not aligning with what you're aiming for, which is wealth and prosperity, which is your mission. And your mission is your wealth. And because these people who are carrying on the way that they're carrying on, I'm going to give it till 11 o'clock. It should be done really good. Carrying on the way that they're carrying on, right? What's going to happen is you just know that it's pulling something down, something back, or maybe even delaying the frequency that you are riding. It's like it's slowing you down. It's like a traffic jam, right? And you know that. And so you like, you know what? I don't like being in this traffic. Let me just back it up and get up out of here. Or this turn that I made put me in traffic that slowed me down. That's what it feels like. And that's why the body gets weary, you know, from the audio we was listening to from earlier today, when he mentioned that, when Shin Yi, I think that's his name, when he was just like, you're going to get aggravated, people you're not going to be interested in talking to no more. He was like, this is all a part of what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, why did I end up in the frequency of this person? Well, like I said, I haven't seen this person in a while, and I haven't been on their page in a while, and I didn't even know I was still following them. That's the crazy part about it. I didn't know I was still following them, and I ended up going over there, and I was enjoying myself actually while I was looking at their page, and I was just like, oh shit, it was a lot of things that was energetically coming to me, and what was hitting me was, these people are sexually fluid. A lot of these people are sexually fluid, even as artists, right? It's very sexually fluid, right? And I'm like, but this artist is a dope ass artist, along with these other artists, right? And the creatives that he works with and all these things. I was like, if I was in this black divested girl club, I wouldn't be allowed to like somebody like this. You see? And you see how childish that sounds? Because the wealth frequency don't care about shit like this. You see? The wealth frequency does not care about shit like this. My fucking oven always does that noise. I think it's because I have that thing in there. I might need to take that out one day. My toaster. And so these are the different things that I see. Right. And I saw that this is the same type of thing when it comes to the frequency of your life. If you're trying to ride the wealth frequency and you don't have people on that wave, it's not going to happen. And when I was sitting there talking to the ex, I like, look, I got this project. Let me show you what I'm doing. This is the project I got going. Maybe you can be one of the characters, da 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 da. Kept it business. I kept it fucking business, right? As I should. And so, as I kept it business, right? It turns into me realizing after just talking to her and the hours of talking to her, and it was okay because I was resting. I was in the bed. It's fine. I was resting. And after hours of talking to her, I was like, this person needs to be validated. She even said, I didn't think you was going to talk to me. I wasn't surprised that she felt that way. I asked her why, but she didn't really give a good answer. But we all know why. And I said, this person needs to be validated on the outside. This person needs some kind of something to, what's the word, y'all? Something to fulfill something in her that she can't fulfill for herself. She's making these albums. She's working with these people, right? She has these family connections, right? She is a woman who has been doing what she's been doing for years, despite whatever she has endured between that and relationships and shit, right? But she's still out here seeking love. She's still out here seeking affection. You know what I'm saying? She's still out here hoping for somebody to validate her. See what I'm saying? Through all that. And so, what is living like that going to cause for a person? You feel me? What is living like that going to be vibrationally for a person like that? They're going to constantly keep attracting their lack. See what I'm saying? They're going to constantly keep attracting what they feel that they lack. All right? They're going to constantly keep attracting the very thing that they don't want to attract. And that's feeling unsuccessful. Also, people like her will never get to full success because of the people she has around her that she still wants to prove herself to. And that is where you get tricked as well. Let me tell you something that I have come to learn, and I will share with you. You're going to find, as you work your wealth frequency, there's going to be people that you like, that you may think is riding a wealth frequency. And so you go and you watch them and you listen to them. And what you realize is they're just a catalyst. They're not really living what they say that they live. And so you're going to move on from that catalyst and keep riding your wealth frequency. As you ride your wealth frequency, you're going to start attracting people who you probably won't even think that you would attract in the wealth frequency. Just like the person I said. I didn't think I would attract that person in the wealth frequency. Okay. But this is what's going to happen. And it may be people unexpected. You'll be like, and as you do your research, it starts making sense. You're going to change. Your mindset is going to change. How you do relationships are going to change. Right? How you do that word love is going to change. So we're at the top of the hour. And I want to show y'all something. This is fair use. I kind of don't want to play nobody else's channel. Let's look at something. I want to hear people get mad over Beyonce win this award. Okay. Did you notice Blue losing her temper at Blue Island Hell? I'm going to go ahead and show y'all this. We at the top of the hour. I could have sworn, I forget I got TikTok. But I like to do compilations instead of like going through TikTok and scrolling. This is Beyonce winning. She just won another Grammy, y'all. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and watch Roland and see what he's talking about.
Did y'all know that them white folks got so mad at Beyonce that they changed the damn Grammy category? Did y'all know that?
Oh, I do remember that.
I mean, they got so mad that, Lou Alcindor, also Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, dominated basketball so much they outlawed dunking. And now you can't dunk. You can't dunk. So these folk here got so upset that they just changed the rule. Matter of fact, this is an article in the Hollywood Reporter. How the Grammys' new Beyonce rule is polarizing country music. What they say right here, what they did was the Academy says the change will award modern country while still giving a chance to recognize sub-genres like Americana. In June, Recording Academy CEO Harvey Mason Jr. insisted the proposal to bifurcate country into two categories had been submitted well before Beyonce's win, and that country stakeholders had brought this proposal forward several times in the past. The community of people making country music in all different subgenres came to us with the proposal and said they wanted more variety in how their music is honored. It makes country parallel with what's happening in other genres, but it's also creating space for where this genre is going. Now, Harvey Black, but Harvey know what they did. They like, and y'all keep having them Beyonce doing country music. Y'all see Neo dropped a new country song? It don't really sound country. It sound really more R&B. But he did put a black cowboy hat on, so I guess he called it country.
Well, you threw a cowboy hat on out of nowhere. I had to rewind it like, did Roland have his cowboy hat on the whole show?
Oh, baby, I came here with.
Well, at least he's from that part of the world.
I think a cowboy hat look good. I need one because my head is big, so I need to get a cowboy hat that can fit my head.
Oh, baby, I came here with it. So, I got about 25.
Okay, so let me say something about that was delicious. That was a miso ginger tofu bowl with quinoa. That was delicious. That was delicious. Okay. All right, let's get focused here. All right. All righty. Getting back into the wealth frequency. Beyonce wins an award. Beyonce doing her thing. Whether you want to say Beyonce paid for that, whatever you want to say, Beyonce works. One thing, there's some people that out here that work that you can't deny that they work. Beyonce one of them. Beyonce works. Beyonce works hard. Okay. Virgo, she works. Okay. Want to also say that quantum leaping creators code tells you this. It's the energy you put in. It's not about working hard. It's the energy you put in. It's not about how hard you work. Okay. Okay. This is why you see people like this artist who I'm talking about, who he puts energy, right, into what he does. And he's been doing it for years. He puts energy into how he puts his videos together. He puts energy. Hey, Simply the Best. He puts energy into working with all of these artists around him. That's what he puts his energy into. And so if this artist was ever to win an award, this artist was ever to, you see him as a top producer, creative director. If you ever just years down the line, let's say another year from now, y'all start seeing this artist get awards and shit like that, right? People are going to be like, well, I've never seen that person before. I know who that is, but I remember them from back in 2005 and 6 from that, and and I remember them from this time. But when was they doing all this work, and and then they popping up and they got these awards? How did they get that? Who did they sign an industry line to? How this happen? No, baby, that's not the energy. That's not what it is. They put in that work. They energetically put in the work. Some people are good at what they do. Some people don't want to acknowledge that some people are just really fucking good at what they do. And then, as time went on, with this person I see, nobody ever really believes. Some people will look at the work that you've done and still not believe the work that you've done. Okay? Some people will sit here and it will clearly have a whole resume of your work and they still will be like, no, you didn't do all that work. You got to understand that there are people who are sitting around here who are big time fucking haters, and they do not put in the motherfucking work, and they never will put in the work. And it's why you have people who come around and try to take and try to destiny swap and shit, because they just come around and try to find an Achilles heel or weakness or some shit like that. Dumb, weird shit like that. And to protect yourself from this is why you have to ride in your alignment. And when you ride your alignment, it comes with being very confident. It comes with being selfish. It comes with being obsessed. It comes with focusing on your mission. It comes with not caring a bit. It comes with that. Oh yeah, I don't know how far into the show you are in, but people do. People do overlook the wrong people because people don't want to be treated right. People don't want to be all love like they claiming they do. And that's what quantum leaping and that's what laws of attraction is showing us. Like if somebody claiming they want to be loved, but then they keep having these loveless relationships, something in them doesn't really want to be loved. Because even I said to the ex, I said, well, were there signs that this person was abusive? You know, was there signs that this person would be an abusive person? You know, would there any, you know, there has to be signs, right? When somebody is an abusive person. And of course, she never really answered these questions directly. It was like they were making an excuse for the person. And my thing was, like I said, you're speaking real facts as always. Somebody tried to destiny swap with me and she fell. I still started my business and I'm still doing the thing she tried to prevent. Well, they can't. That's the thing, because when I looked at this person today that I've been talking about, I was like, someone has copied their work. And he was positive about it. He was like, you know, we're creatives and, you know, people are inspired, but he kept going. He kept going. And I mean, when I tell you his shit got copied, his shit got straight copied. There was no denying. We all could see that everybody copied his shit. And then I saw that, I didn't know this, but then I saw that the other music that he produced got opportunities on other commercials that was produced by him. And I said, oh, okay, so you persevered through that one. Okay, that's what's up. Then, from what you're saying here about your business and shit, a lot of people don't want to do the work, y'all. I have a person, when I started writing the wealth frequency, I sat here and I had liked their work. I had liked the stuff they did. I had liked the little something else that they had created that I thought was pretty dope. And I kind of was looking at it side eye because I saw some things on there, but I was like, okay, I guess I see what they're doing. But something in my spirit was like, don't get involved with that person. Don't try to contact them. Don't pitch your idea to them. I felt all that from this person, right? I didn't know why. And no, I wouldn't say I didn't know why. And I sat down, I was like, oh shit, you know, because I follow my intuition, especially when I get that feeling of to not do something. And so I started looking closer and I could see that this person wasn't really putting in the work as they put it as that they were doing. And I could see that this person may have not even been the one even writing the stuff that they said they were writing. See, I could pick that up. And see, when you could see stuff like that, okay, I see that you just got here. Okay. When you could see stuff like that, there is no denying it. Do you understand? There's no denying it once you see it. Because that's the thing about what I'm starting to learn about the wealth frequency is you're going to observe more. You're going to analyze more. You're going to watch people more. You're going to pay attention to people more. You know what I'm saying? You're going to, like, now I'm starting to realize why I follow the people I follow back on my Facebook, or why I followed them, or why I'm friends with them. You see what I'm saying? And I seen one today. She had announced her accomplishments, but I had already seen on the side of her page that she what she has accomplished, because I really do read people bios and shit like that. Like, I don't play. And just like I paid attention when one person added themselves to my account as a friend, I saw who popped up and I just deleted that request. You see what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I know what this energy is. So you'll begin to become more sensitive to energy. You'll become more sensitive in analyzing who's who and who's what, who's real and who's fake. You begin to identify that. You'll also begin to step up. Like for me, when I made the choice that I made energetically, guess what? That same person who I had liked their stuff and stuff like that, and I still like their stuff because I'll still watch it. I sat back and I was like, this person does the work they do to show out, to validate themselves from whatever happened in their lives. This person is not really industry, and this person don't really like even industry people. See what I'm saying? I could pick that up. I wasn't picking that up before, but I picked that up. So you're going to become sensitive to these type of things. You know what I'm saying? And you got to listen to your first mind. You got to listen to it, because every time I listen to my mind, my first mind, or my first whatever feeling I get, it always opens up as the truth. Okay? Always opens up as the truth. Like, oh shit, I saw that. And then it will unveil. You have to be able to accept it. You know, you have to be able to accept what you see. You know, you're going to take courses and classes, make sure that person is industry. Make sure they're giving you industry level courses. See what I'm saying? I mean, I understand there's some people who they're indie artists, and like I said before, I know what I said before. I know what I did. I said a month ago. Like, there's people that's indie artists, and you may use their services and stuff like that, or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you something. When you pull yourself up higher, because I said that before, you pull yourself in a wealth frequency, that's where you're gonna go. You're going to go to an actual TV writer credits where you can go online and see that they are a TV writer and they're credited as a TV writer. You can go to the IMDb and you can see that when they say they at work, that they really at work. They not no catfish. They can't even, some shit can't be catfish. Okay, some shit just can't be catfish unless you got an AI in your fucking background or some crazy shit, right? I take it where there are people that, you know, if she said she was a TV writer and this and that, I'm going to the IMDb. What you a TV writer for? I don't see you there. I have a standard. You have to build this standard of what you deal with. Everybody, I don't care what you're part of, everybody has somewhere where you can find somebody and their information can be credited for whatever they say they do, especially if it's in a public setting like that. Okay? Cannot motherfucking deny that. No way, no how. Okay? Another thing that is very key when you ride the wealth frequency is learn as much as you can on the wealth frequency. Get out of the poverty frequency. Okay? When you get out of the poverty frequency, I promise you, I promise you, you're going to have people, depending on what industry you're in. I just want you to also know this. If you decide that you want to get on a camera and show your face, let's say you're on your social media, it's a private social media, you're on a private Instagram, whatever the case may be, and you decide that you want to get on camera, and you may have a nice camera, pop your camera up, nice lighting, and you just sit down and you might just sketch something. You might just write something. You might get up on that camera and you just decide, I'm gonna just go in my studio space and just pin up my story. Okay, and think about it and get my cue cards, whatever I'm gonna do. Or maybe I'm just gonna sit down and study, and I'm just gonna study with me, and I'm gonna do that. You need to understand that the reason you're gonna have people who are going to try, this is why you have to make the page very private, and it doesn't matter really, but you're going to have people who are more prone to harass you because you are minding your business and you are doing something that makes you happy. But what annoys them the most is that they come over there and people like you. People are watching you, right? And you're so concentrated and focused on what you're doing, and you're not paying nobody no attention. And if somebody says something out of line to you, next thing you know, they don't see that person's name pop up no more. You're not entertaining it. You're going on. You're not cursing people out and carrying on like a buffoon. Understand too that you have to have a purpose of even why you're getting on that camera. You see what I'm saying? That's another thing I also learned about people who are in the wealth frequency. When they get on camera, they're selling something. You know, they have a piece of artwork that they're selling, right? Hold on. Yes, they do love us naturally. Yes. They have a piece of artwork that they're selling, right? That may be in the background of that video. They're offering something. Yes. They're offering something. Yeah, we're in our element. Well, they're offering something. That's what I noticed. Anytime Lena is posting up artwork, it's from that studio with that guy that she co-owns, right? Anytime Lena is wearing a piece of shirt like the Savant Studios, I finally looked that up today. That's in Brooklyn. I was like, oh, I know this name. That's in Brooklyn. So you go to the Savant Studio and boom, there it is. You see what I'm saying? You can buy their pieces. You can buy their artwork. So I noticed that they're branding people. See what I'm saying? Or they can become an affiliate. So I can be like, hey, can I be an affiliate and learn how to get sponsorships? Can I be an affiliate and wear your t-shirts and wear your stuff? You see what I'm saying? And just whatever. After I build myself up, you see what I'm saying? Because this little things like that, and then the person's like, yeah, sure. And then now I done purchase like all colors of their shirts, their pants, and so every time I'm live, at the top of that link of me on that video, somebody can purchase that shirt with my discount code. That's the wealth frequency. That's the passive income that they promote and stuff. There's a purpose to why they're on video. That's what I learned. See, I used to just be like, well, I just want to create. I was on that artist free spirited shit. I just want to create, and I just want to take people creating with me. I just want to, and you know how many times I had on shirts, hoodies with my brand on it, and they're like, I like that hoodie. Why don't you sell me that? I want that hoodie. And I'm like, but this is my name. This ain't your name. You know what I'm saying? But that was all preparing to teach me that is the purpose of why you get on that camera. You get on that camera because you're selling something. You have something to sell. You have something for the people to buy. That's the wealth frequency. And about how pretty I look. That's what's been missing. That's what's been missing. So people who sell this stuff, they will look for people like you. They will sponsor for people like you. See what I'm saying? They'll be like, this person is sitting down writing. I have a pen brand. Let me help them get a discount, whatever. People can buy pens for my brand because they sit down and they write. I have a pen board, whatever it is. So the purpose of why you're getting on that camera is to sell something. See, I like getting on the microphone and talking to y'all until there comes a day I don't talk. You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason, whoever's out there, I talk about the topics that I talk about. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and listen to this.
There's something stirring within you, a quiet knowing that's been pulling you toward clarity, toward confirmation that what you've been holding space for is not only possible, it's already in motion. And I need you to hear this. You are not walking this path alone. Reality operates in patterns, in rhythms that once you begin to recognize them, you'll understand that nothing you've been through has been wasted. Every moment has been preparation. So if you've been noticing synchronicities lately, whether through moments that feel too aligned to be random or an inexplicable sense of calm, what you're about to receive might be the exact frequency you've been tuned into. Have you noticed how life seems to intensify right before a major shift occurs? It's as if the universe turns up the volume on everything at once. Financial pressures appear more acute than they've been in months. The people around you seem to push every boundary you've set, and the trajectory you thought was clear suddenly feels foggy and uncertain. That intense period, the one where you're holding more than you thought possible while watching pieces slip through your fingers, often arrives just before a completely new chapter opens. Most people interpret this as evidence they're moving in the wrong direction. But here's what most people don't understand. You're actually standing at the threshold of metamorphosis, closer than you've ever been. Consider this carefully. Transformation rarely happens during the comfortable seasons. More often than not, quantum leaps follow periods that activated every defense mechanism you possess. It's like approaching the summit of a mountain. The final ascent demands everything from you, yet it's also what carries you to the peak. In a way that defies logic, that closing phase of difficulty isn't an obstacle placed there to block your progress. It's frequently the energetic confirmation that evolution is already happening beneath the surface. People overlook this because they interpret the challenge as evidence of failure rather than the forging process before emergence. Imagine someone who's barely keeping their world together. Each sunrise brings a heavier weight than the one before. They're pouring hours into work, yet the stack of unpaid bills on their counter only grows taller. Phone calls arrive that compound the pressure, and all they're asking for is a moment to breathe. In situations like these, it's natural to feel like everything is collapsing, as though there's no intelligent design at work. But underneath what appears to be chaos is typically a reconstruction, old structures dismantling themselves to create space for something your previous reality couldn't accommodate.
And I think, we all get it.
Think of it like weather moving through in the darkness.
Right.
Water hammers the glass. Thunder rattles the foundation, and you question whether dawn will ever come. But if you remain present long enough, the first rays of light begin filtering through the edges. And just like that, the storm has passed. That's the nature of obstacles before transformation. The night convinces you it's eternal, yet it only exists for a fraction of time.
Right.
And the light was already approaching long before you could perceive it. Research in human psychology has documented this phenomenon repeatedly. Resilience deepens when individuals are positioned near significant transitions.
Right.
That window where everything feels overwhelming is typically when the most profound internal development occurs. It's not pleasant while you're living it, But the capacity built during challenging periods is precisely what prepares you to step into what's waiting. The trial and the transformation are two threads of the same fabric.
Right.
Consider the account of a young woman crushed under financial
I
obligations
like when
she
they
couldn't meet.
those stories.
She remained in her small space, surrounded by red stamped envelopes,
Oh,
questioning how much longer she could sustain this. From where she stood, nothing made logical sense. She showed up every single day, gave everything she had, and still the numbers didn't add up. Then, without warning, a text arrived from someone she hadn't connected with in years. That person extended support she never saw coming, addressing precisely the gap she needed filled. What appeared to be total breakdown was actually the staging ground for a shift she couldn't have orchestrated on her own. Experiences like this show us that struggle often signals something deeper is reorganizing itself. On the visible level, things appear to be fragmenting, but internally, there's a recalibration taking place. Old programming is dissolving. Old structures are exiting the stage. And the emptiness they create is what permits something more aligned to finally enter. This is why the difficulties before blessings carry more intensity than previous challenges. It's a clearing process. And here's the layer most people never see. The universe isn't testing you as punishment. It's expanding you, conditioning you to hold what's already being prepared.
yes.
A greater blessing requires a more solid foundation. And sometimes the only way to construct that foundation is by moving through challenges that feel impossible in the moment. The more intense the pressure feels, the nearer the breakthrough typically is.
Right.
So if you've been experiencing one setback after another, it's not random cruelty from an indifferent cosmos. It's confirmation you're closer than you realize.
Yep. It's always about
Those difficult moments are the signals that something larger is organizing itself behind the veil.
yes.
And after those storms move through, delicate indicators begin to emerge.
Why?
Clues that the miracle isn't distant.
Excuse me so much. I have no clue why I even coughed, but that came out. Understand too that I found this yesterday.
Though most people walk right past them, even when they're directly in their field of vision.
Mm-hmm.
What if the evidence of your miracle has already been appearing, but you haven't recognized what it meant? Many people anticipate a miracle to arrive with some dramatic fanfare, an unmistakable, powerful signal that reshapes everything in an instant.
I want to say the true breakthrough that's coming. It's just even when you're waking up. Now, you know, when I talk on here, I speak a lot from myself because oh shit. 1 second, y'all. I don't understand that. Because the true thing about this is I speak inside myself because I speak from my own experience and what I see. And, you know, you are coming into my experience with me because this is the video that popped up yesterday. And I was like, let me play this shit. When you are starting to wake up, such as when I was like, you know, if I was in the Black Divestors Girls Club, I couldn't be accepted because here I am on this page with this guy who's a black guy, who's a Caribbean guy, who has other black Caribbean people, other African people, other diaspora black people around the world, as they say, that they don't fuck with on this page, who are very well aligned in the creative things that they do. And some of them are sexually fluid. And we know that the Black Divested Girls Club are homophobic. They don't fuck with anything LGBTQIA plus whatever. They don't fuck with it, right? They're conservative. They don't believe you can be a liberal and be divested. They just don't fuck with it, okay? So they have their Black Girl Divested Club rules, right? I'm just using this as an example. So as time has gone on with this shit, right? What I'm saying is how this very thing, right? Oh, Nick Noggs, Dusty's, ends with the hard R, right? Let's say I follow that. Here I am as a screenwriter. So who I'm going to connect with my art? Well, I can connect with anybody, right? But who am I really going to connect with? So I guess I'm supposed to have an all white cast. I guess that was supposed to be what I did, right? So number one, that's the first thing I'm thinking about. LGBTQ plus, so therefore I'm a black woman. LGBTQ plus, so there's others. So should I only deal with LGBTQ plus, who are black women, and make sure they're not mammies, or just white women, make sure they're not mammies? Like, do you see how this all works? And then I'm like, when I'm looking at this artist and stuff like this, and I'm looking at the work, and I'm like, okay, so I really would get kicked out of the club because I'm over here with this. But these people, that's a person that's a millionaire right there. That person right there, this person aligned with, is known for this. Like, these people are aligned in the wealth frequency. And I'm saying, like, how am I being a wealth frequency, aligning myself with people like y'all? So we just walking around here, going to just have a good ass job. Nothing wrong with having a good job, and wear American flags, and make sure that white people know that we're on their side. Because I'm trying to understand this. Girl, it wasn't 2021, was it? Girl, I was on one. But I wasn't joking. I really was tired. That's why I left. And the thing is, what I'm saying is, because it's been years now. It's been about a good 5 years for them being around. And so my thing is, like, how am I going to benefit from all this? No, that all of that stuff takes me out of alignment. That's my point. I'm glad I wasn't at no damn anything extra like a Discord or nothing like that, because like all that stuff takes you out of alignment. I wouldn't attract the things I attract if I kept on with that shit. If I took that shit serious. If I thought the jokes were funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, it's gotten so crazy, right? Because I realized that the hate goes both ways. It's the black divested and the black divested dude too. You know, the homeboy was like, oh, Beyonce's a witch and this, that, and the third. Okay. But Beyonce works. And if Beyonce did a country album and she got the country award, then so be it. Now, I have my thoughts and opinions about it, but it's not nothing that's in my radar of music, because I know people who listen to country music and they're not playing Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I like Miranda Lambert. I really like her music. The first time I heard her, I was like, okay, I like this lady. But other than that, like, it's not really my genre to say anything to. Now, if it was rock, then I have a lot that I may want to say, but then again, I may not want to. You see what I'm saying? I am starting to realize the mindset of, how is this making me money? How can I make money from this? How is this making me money? How do I make money on my Facebook? How do I make money on my whatever I'm doing? How do I make money? These are the things that have started coming to my mind in life. Okay? Why has this come to my mind? Because I'm just like, you know, hold on, y'all. People to share your story, mentioning archiving your story messaging. I don't think I can monetize. Because I was thinking about monetize. I don't know if I can monetize on this. So my thing is, I think that what it all comes down to is that what is going on, people, is that I think that people, y'all all, not even just people, all of y'all, okay, have to take on another mentality. Okay. Especially if you're working your frequency. Okay. Especially if y'all working to another mentality, right? This stuff ain't gonna do it, y'all. As for those of y'all who've been around for a long time, I want to tell you straight like this. This shit ain't gonna do it. And you know what I'm talking about. This shit right here ain't it. Energetically, it puts you in the frequency of hate. Okay? And I've heard what a lot of those divested Black women have experienced out here. And it's because of that energy that they put out there, and they sound like they're afraid. They don't sound like they go outside. Okay? They're not really people kind of people. Okay? They're not people kind of people. You feel me? I'm just saying. Now, let's listen a little bit more.
But in practice, the universe tends to communicate in more nuanced ways. Rather than explosive displays, the initial signs typically arrive as subtle moments. They might present as coincidences or simply a quiet sensation that something is preparing to shift. Some people describe it as a piece they cannot rationalize. Others as peculiar little synchronizations, encountering the same message repeatedly, connecting with someone who catalyzes an insight, or observing opportunities that continue to circle back around. The challenge is most of us disregard these occurrences. We label them as random chance, or convince ourselves we're creating patterns where none exist. Really think about it. How many times have you felt an internal pull to move in a different direction, but dismissed it because it didn't appear reasonable? Or perhaps someone offered you perspective that aligned perfectly with something you'd been contemplating, but you wrote it off as meaningless conversation. It's simple to rationalize things away, yet those gentle pushes often contain information that you only recognize later when you reflect back. At that point, you understand they were directing you toward your miracle the entire time. Here's a clear illustration. Imagine a man who's been uncertain for a while about where to direct his energy. He's exhausted by his current work and feels trapped, unsure of his next move. Beneath the surface, his true calling has always been photography. But rather than honoring it, he convinces himself it's impractical. Over several weeks, friends reach out asking if he can document their events. A person in his building mentions a freelance photography opportunity. Even the content appearing on his screen fills with tutorials and stories about cameras. From the outside, these appear as insignificant, unrelated occurrences. He brushes them aside, telling himself they don't mean anything. Yet internally, something was attempting to guide him toward a clear path. He couldn't see it because he expected the guidance to manifest differently. Perhaps more obviously, perhaps more forcefully. It's not just his experience. Most of us miss an open doorway because it doesn't match the image we constructed in our minds. It's like experiencing hunger, but refusing the actual nourishment in front of you simply because it doesn't resemble the meal you envisioned. You continue.
Okay, this is recognizing the signs you've been dismissing. Let me get into the signs you've been dismissing from my just posted her last YouTube live 3 weeks ago. Oh, girl, yes, I know. I know. Can we talk about that before we get to the signs you were dismissing? Because it all ties in. The thing is, I still supported this divested Zealot despite the little kerfuffle in the background, right? I was like, I still support what they do. Okay. I even try and see, this is the thing too. You can't, please learn from me. You can't look past things. Okay. You can't look past things. You can't be like, well, they do this, I don't like it. But no. I've learned you can't look past things. Whatever you see in your alignment, if they do not, they have something they do that you just don't like, get rid of it. Why am I coughing? Excuse me. Maybe because I had that peppermint tea and I drank it over some cold. Maybe because I drank it over ice, you know. Cut it off. If there's something they do that you don't like, just a little bit, you're not really feeling it. If you're not feeling it, just cut it off. You have to be 100%. This is something I just had to learn. Yes, they had to go away because people were dragging them very bad. You know, they have like 11.5K views. You can go check yourself. People were dragging them very, very bad. As you can see, the people on the panel are not there no more. Where's Ebony X? Where's Mistress Rowe? Where's the young lady Kyra? You know what I'm saying? Where's all these people at? Because something happened in the background. Because this is what I learned, okay? Even though I don't align with her energy, sometimes I wonder why she left though. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of Black women were trying to get her. They didn't want Aaliyah. They didn't want the Jamaican girl, who I think is sus, but that's another topic. They don't want the other New York girl, Cassie. And who else? They don't want Snapple Apple. They want DZ. They want to dox and expose her. Because I mean, I don't blame them. And I think that this is what's just going to happen when you talk about certain things anyway. Like the topics that I talk about, I'm not going to be a magnet to be doxxed. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, she's talking about wealth. She's talking about fake friends. She's telling her own experiences. That's not an energetic thing to cause for me to be doxxed. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm starting to realize what kind of energy and frequency gets doxxed out here versus, you know, maybe in the past people would have probably tried to dox me, but not now. Okay, not now. Another thing, the speech is very hateful. I get the message. I get why. No, nobody should be doxxed. I never agreed to somebody being doxxed. I didn't say that. But you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? I think her being doxxed will be her reaping what she sowed. I believe a lot of them divestors were trolls before they got on that panel. And she's one of them. I really believe she was a troll. Like I said, I didn't have a problem with her. I really didn't. It's just that I started recognizing things, and frequency wise, I was just like, how does this align with what I'm doing with my life? And then when I saw what I saw today, I was like, if I was in the room with these people in this studio right now, I would be having so much fun. I will have my computer. I will be in a corner and I will be typing out beat sheets right now. I will be having so much fun. That's what crossed my mind when I looked at the people I looked at today. Do you understand me? It was not nothing else. It was not nothing else. Okay.
Yeah, they captured two.
Hold on. We got breaking news, y'all. Hold on. I'm not here to sit here and talk about this person because I don't care to talk about this person. The thing is, I'm talking about alignment. Okay? I'm talking about alignment. I'm talking about being manifesting and aligning to what you want. Okay? And it's not going to happen if you're going to be aligned with people like this who talk and act like that. Because I'm not the only one that thinks that shit is fucking childish, bro. I think about the fact that I came on those panels and shit. I do. Don't get me fucking wrong. I think about that shit. But I realized I don't feel I feel like alignment with her though too. Yeah. I stopped watching her 23, then checked in again twice last year. You reminded me of her tonight. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's go ahead and go to this breaking news real quick.
People are watching a viral video that captured two customers going at it. Thousands are weighing in when
this has been happening a lot. I want y'all to understand, people don't like people with children. People don't like your children. People don't like you with children. And so their hate for you and your children is coming out more. That's going to happen, y'all. Okay? All right, hold on.
a customer told the Henry County mother to leave if she couldn't keep her infant quiet. Channel 2's Tom Jones is live in McDonough. Tom, people have opinions about this one.
Oh, yes, they do, Linda. It happened at the restaurant Paris Bon Me here. Bea Whitaker decided to bring her 8-month-old baby girl, Montana, here for lunch. Well, Montana decided to exercise her vocal cords, and what happened next has thousands of people
he needs some better
exercising
skincare
their
routine.
vocal cords
Gotta
with
stay
their
out the
opinions.
sun.
So this gentleman here is telling me to tell my 8-month-old to stop screaming.
Girl.
This videotaped encounter between Bea Whitaker, her 8-month-old baby, Montana, and a customer at Paris Bon Me restaurant has stirred up a debate once again about baby behavior when dining out. The customer told Whitaker Montana's screaming was hurting his sensitive ears, and they need to learn to be respectful and leave.
You need to learn to be respectful.
She's a child, sir. It's not me. I didn't do anything.
Whitaker told me she and her baby had a right to eat out like everyone else.
I got something to say. We don't all think your baby is cute. Shut your baby the fuck up, lady. Yeah, unpopular opinion. We don't all that sound bothers me. I do not like crying, and I do not like screaming babies. If I did not walk into a daycare, if I did not walk into a park, then I said those words purposely like that, then I should not walk into my restaurant that I like to go to eat my whatever I like to do and hear your kid screaming and hollering. That's just the bottom line. I don't care how nobody takes that. Your kid is not cute to everybody. Shut that kid up, lady. She all smiling and shit. They all dressed up alike and shit. Bitch, we don't care. Get that crumb snatcher out of here.
I'm telling him, you know, like, you can leave. I don't have to leave. If you have a problem with it, you can leave.
A manager eventually came over and the customer left.
What kind of, let me see what kind of restaurant this is, y'all. Hold on. Paris Ben Ami. Oh, sound like a nice spot.
The customer left. Whitaker shared the encounter on social media, and on one post, it has nearly 800,000 likes, nearly 50,000 comments. One person said a baby screaming is annoying. Another,
As a parent, I don't want to hear a screaming baby. And as a grown up, I know how to tune it out or remove myself because because not every space is my space or has to cater to me. Thank you. Hold on. It's a child, but unpopular opinion. That's annoying. I wouldn't have said anything. Grabbed my belongings and rolled out. It's a child. She can't help it. Get the fuck out of here.
another said,
Let me tell y'all something. You can help a child that's screaming and hollering. It's called parenting and it's called discipline. My children never was in a public place screaming. Only one time, one of them was crying, and I calmed them down because the lady had turned around real fast, I guess, and it was a little bit. It got a little, and then I calmed it down real quick. I calmed the whole situation down real quick. Needs attention at home. That's why they scream. Thank you. Thank you. But let's not. Everybody don't find your kids cute, people. I've been saying this for the past 10 years of my life. Everybody don't find your kids cute. My kids are quiet in public for that reason alone. Because when I'm sitting down and I'm eating, I don't want to hear them motherfuckers screaming and hollering. I don't want to hear them. Okay? Children are to be seen and not heard. Okay? That's how I feel.
I don't want to hear a baby screaming. Many other commenters said it's a baby and it's a public place. That's the sentiment I got from people near the restaurant.
No, she's a baby. You have no control
I'm so tired of it's a baby. So shut that baby up.
over that. It's a baby.
Whitaker continues to believe her baby has a right to dine out like anyone else.
No parent.
She's a problem. She's a fucking problem. I'm looking at her. Yes, she looks all cute and pink and pretty. I get it. Okay. She got the Esqualita look going on and it's working for her. Okay. I get it. But she's a fucking problem. She didn't even put no makeup on, girl. Where's your makeup? Do you even dress like this all the time? How you gonna have this outfit on with no makeup?
No kid should feel like they don't belong because of another customer.
And Whitaker says the customer eventually apologized. Now, Carol Ray with the Elite School of Etiquette says if there's a high chair in a restaurant, then babies are welcome, and says that customer should have been moved far away from that baby for his comfort. Whitaker says more than 5 million people have liked or commented on this issue. We want to know what you think about this debate. Go to our website.
Don't fucking sit here and put this fucking baby on the screen. Okay? Because y'all don't really want people to tell you what we see. First of all, she should have did the baby hair better than that. She was dolled the fuck up. Why the baby ain't dolled the fuck up? Where the baby little hat and bow at? When me and mine used to dress up, if I was dressed up, surely she was dressed the fuck up. Shit. If I had on something, she had her nails painted, her toenails and her hands painted pink, baby. I didn't play. And she looked cute. And she had her bobos in. She was matching. She was my little mini-me. Why does baby look like this? Because you don't really want us to really start talking. Come on, Simply the Best, and whoever's listening out there, y'all know what I'm talking about, and I'm not saying nothing wrong. Why the baby not dolled up like you, bitch? Why the baby not moisturized? Because you wasn't moisturized either. I'm not going to hold you, but girl, let's not. You shouldn't have. That's not going to work with me.
TV Facebook page to join the.
And let me tell you something else, people. Everybody not used to children. Everybody's not used to children, and that hollering, screaming shit will bother them. And it can, if you have anxiety, a child screaming and hollering and crying and stuff will bother you.
conversation. We're live in Henry County. Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
That baby is so cute, Tom, and every parent
Yes,
has been in that situation when your kid is making just a little bit too much noise. Tom, thank you. And we have more details about dining with a baby at a restaurant. Pampers suggests staying away from crowded, noisy places.
Dining with babies, stay away, crowds, noisy.
Unless you know your baby loves that kind of environment. Call ahead to see whether babies are welcome and make sure the restaurant has high chairs. That was a good guideline that Tom said. If there's a high chair, it means they're family friendly. Keep it casual. You might want to save white tablecloths and crystal for a date night out without the baby. It'll be more fun for you too. Sit near an exit so you can take an upset baby out of the restaurant if you think it's needed. Well, millions of people.
Okay. We got our breaking news. Let's get back to our quantum leaping. That was the breaking news. Yo, you know she don't get this baby no attention. You know she don't get that baby no attention. Come on. Can y'all stop playing with me? Look at this baby and look at her. She should have never put this baby on national TV. This poor child is going to have to live with this for the rest of her life. Look at the mother. That kind of high pitched. Yeah, she was screaming. Children don't scream like that. I'm gonna tell you something about why babies scream like that. One time, oh, damn, it's so wild to think about her when she was. It's so wild to think about her when she was such a little baby. Oh man, that's crazy. When she was such a little baby, the grandmother was in there talking shit about me. And so she started screaming and kicking. And she told her to shut it. She told her to stop screaming. But the reason why she was screaming and kicking is because they was in there talking about me. See what I'm saying? So children tend to carry on that behavior if there's something going on. That little baby was doing a loud ass, badass fucking scream. That was a badass, rebellious ass baby scream. Like, let's not play. Listen.
And leave.
You need to learn to be respectful.
The customer told Whitaker Montana's screaming was hurting
their vocal cords with their opinions.
So this gentleman here is telling me to tell my 8-month-old to stop screaming.
This videotaped encounter between V. Whitaker, her 8-month-old baby Montana, and a customer at Paris Bon Mi restaurant has stirred up a debate once again about
the fact that he said bon mi.
Baby behavior when dining out. The customer told Whitaker Montana's screaming was hurting his sensitive ears, and they need to learn to be respectful and leave.
You need to learn to be respectful.
She's a child, sir. It's not me. I didn't do anything.
Whitaker told me she and her baby had a right to eat out like everyone else.
I'm telling him, like, you can leave. I don't have to leave if you.
I don't like the way this baby look. I'm gonna be very honest. I don't like the way this baby look. Why did they take a picture of the baby like that? Why did they put this picture? See, I just noticed it. Why they got the baby looking like this? See, now it's suspect. Why the baby looking like this, but in the camera, the baby looking like this? Where was her top and her bobo? Something not right. Something not right. I done made somebody leave the damn room. Something not right. Because, yo, first of all, we passed 2 hours. Y'all know how I do about 2 hours. First of all, is this one off work yet? First of all, I don't like the way this baby look. Something don't feel right to me. You know what I'm saying? It's Simply Best. You still here? Where was her bobo? She took it off? Why does she have on a dress here? Did she change her clothes for the camera? Look, y'all. Pink jacket, pink shirt, hair not really done, screaming. I want to see the original video. Screaming. And then the jacket. I'm so confused. And then when she get on camera, this is what the baby look like. The baby didn't look like this. Is this a onesie?
Baby.
Girl, shut your goofy ass. You look poor too, bitch.
They don't belong because of another customer.
Okay, did they kick her out?
Baby. You have no control over that. It's a baby.
Whitaker continues to believe her baby has a right to dine out like anyone else.
No parent, no kid should feel like they don't belong because of another customer.
And Whitaker says the customer eventually.
Henry County, okay. I am so confused. Why does she? No. This is her talking with that baby. Look.
He had a right to eat out like every.
See the baby moving and looking in the camera with the fat cheeks. I don't feel right about this. Simply the best, because I'm gonna tell you what my intuition feel. First of all, I don't feel like she takes care of this baby. I don't feel like this baby gets attention. I feel like she sits the baby in a corner, let the baby play. She be on her phone all day, her computer, social media, probably dating niggas, probably put the baby in a room while she fuck niggas. I'm not feeling right about this bitch. I don't trust her. I'm not feeling right about her. And the fact that her aura in that baby went out and she was just so unwelcome, that tells me a lot too. I have never went nowhere and been unwelcome with mine. Girl, let's find the original video. We had past 2 hours anyway. Hold on. Man, Snap said, we gonna watch her because she be hold on, let's see this one. That's annoying. That's annoying. Why is your child screaming like that? Nah, girl, I'm serious. That's how my intuition feel. I don't feel like she take care of that baby. I could tell from the baby look, she don't take care of that baby. Let's get to the lady. Let's get to Sandy Faye.
A white guy came over to a black lady's table to tell her that her baby is too loud. What? Y'all, too loud. And this is why some of y'all get eliminated.
Okay, was this the same guy that we just saw earlier?
Eliminated and unalive. This is why.
Unalive.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by just to see me today. Boy, do I have one for y'all today. I do. I remember way back when I had little babies.
We don't care. Let's
continue on.
Me to tell me to take my baby out because he has sensitive.
Okay. They look young. Okay, now we got the scoop. Let me move out the way. You said, Granny, stop it. It is stressful. Okay, I damn sure did because I know what my intuition feel. That baby ain't taken care of, baby. Simply the best. Don't defend that. Nah, we not doing that here. Let's call it what it is, because that bitch even changed that. That baby didn't have that same outfit on. I remember I said, what happened to the Bobo? Why the baby not dressed up? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Now you gonna do that for the camera, bitch? Get the fuck out of here. That baby didn't look like that. Okay, first of all, these people look like Gen Z. I wish I had a thing so y'all could see. They look like Gen Z, first of all. They look like they don't have children themselves. They look like a couple that's sitting down there with the black and the black white shirt that looks like a friend on the outside. Yeah, so let's go.
You need to learn to be respectful.
She's a child, sir. It's not me. I didn't do anything.
Can I say something? I need to say something. Okay, this is my favorite type of places to go. Okay, it's very private, it's very small. You know, I can sit down and write in my notebook, maybe. Depending on what time of the day, I can just spend my whole day there, just getting drinks, getting something to eat, taking a break in between. They'll have a very good customer. Okay, they'll know that that's the customer with the computer, with the notebook, that's writing or screenwriting or something. That's who I would be in this type of spot. I will be highly frustrated if I would have to put my headphones on because this woman's baby is screaming. And let me also add, in a setting like that, if a baby is screaming, okay, if a baby is screaming, it's going to echo really bad in this area. I mean, it's going to echo so much that the people in the back can hear it that's cooking and making your food. All right. This is not an environment for that. This is another thing too. A lot of these family people got to understand there's some environments that's not for them. And us inner city people, we understand this shit, right? This is not a place that you bring kids that run around and shit. It's going to disturb us all because we don't come here for that shit. And if we have children, our children are in fucking order. I am against people like this. I need y'all to understand. I don't want to say against, but people like this, they don't get it. Okay, let's go.
He don't want to leave. Why would he leave? Okay, he done paid for his meal, but you want him to leave? Well, let's continue on.
Me to tell me to take my baby out because he has sensitive ears.
You need to learn to be respectful.
She's a child, sir. It's not me. I didn't do anything.
Her face. Oh, her face came out. She looked like that was her grandbaby or something. Calm down now, lady.
You came to me about my child. Did you?
She's a child, sir. She's a child.
Nope, I have to disagree.
She didn't do anything. He didn't say the baby did something. He didn't say that. He's just expressing to you that he can't stand the screaming.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all this too, y'all. Let me tell you, when you go out to eat, you're going to see things that happen. It's going to be things that you don't like, even in restaurants. People get up fighting, trying to kick somebody's ass,
The place like this does not have a frequency like that. People in this place don't even argue. It's not that kind of frequency. I can just tell you from the way these people look. I know what I look like, so I can tell you that this type of energy, this space is not like that. Okay, most people who come here, we sit down, we're drinking our coffee, we're drinking our tea, our lattes, pumpkin spice season. We're strangers. We might even nod our heads and say hi to each other. If we're new, we're like, hey, do you come here often? What's your favorite thing to get? And someone to tell us. Sometimes the people sitting there are people that work there because there are people that actually like their job, that they come back to their job to sit down and eat. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. This is the kind of environment this is. There are no screaming children in this environment. As a mother with children that goes to places like this, I made sure my children were on their best behavior. That's why I can say this.
People do ruthless stuff in restaurants. So wherever you go, you're going to see some rude stuff. I've seen it in my life.
Okay, but you need to know that depending on what level of life you're on, you're not going to see rude stuff in areas like this. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to stand on what I'm saying.
Time. Hell, I'm 67 years old. I've seen a lot of mess go on in public, in restaurants and stores. So, sir, you're going to see that. You're going to see it. So it's up to you now.
Oh, she had the camera on him, and he said to her kindly, "You need to be respectful." I don't think he did anything wrong. He just looked at her and said, "Hey, you need to be respectful." I mean, why does she even have the camera on him? Why did she even turn the camera on?
If you want to leave without eating your meal, or take it with you, with whichever one you want to do, it's up to him now.
You're speaking for other people that haven't spoken, and the only reason I'm furious about it is because you came to address me about an 8-month-old.
Oh, wait.
I'm not forcing any. I didn't tell the.
There's another black woman there. I wonder why that black woman is just drinking her drink and she's not saying a goddamn thing. I wonder why. I wonder why that black woman just shook her drink and just started slurping it while all this shit was going on. Because she know this bitch is wrong. Girl, none of us have, girl. You don't even hear screaming babies at Starbucks. When I saw this, when I was out in Starbucks and I saw people with kids, I just rolled my motherfucking eyes. Okay, I rolled my motherfucking eyes like, ugh, what are they doing in here? It's like Monday. They don't have daycare to go to. These kids don't have somewhere to be. Is there what the fuck? She was trying to turn it into a damn race thing. Girl.
Baby to talk. I'm happy that she has a voice and I'm happy she can speak because there's children out here that can't even speak that's nonverbal. So I am grateful for my child to be able to have a voice.
That black woman ain't saying shit.
And that's not up to you as an adult to chastise me or to whoop me because my child is speaking. You can't remove yourself.
There it is. Okay, there it is. There she is, making it into a race thing. Chastise and whoop me. It's not a race, it's a frequency conversation. It's a level of life conversation. You don't belong here with your fucking baby, bitch. Go to McDonald's with that fuck shit, nigga. Okay? This is what makes you want to call him this with the hard R. Go take that shit to McDonald's, you fucking mammy. Okay, you fucking sister. Okay? That's what makes you, girl, this is what makes you want to call them these things. Black women, nobody, listen, the world hates black women. Humble yourself, be quiet, enjoy what you enjoy, and sit in the corner and don't bother nobody. Just nod your head, okay? You know, you want to go to a place like this, do your screenwriting, just sit down, do your screenwriting, mind your business, get up, make sure you become a good customer, make sure you're purchasing items, you're not leeching off their free internet, even though other people are doing it. Make sure you're not doing it. Make sure you're getting up, getting free refills, asking them about deals, eating the food up, sitting down, okay? Okay? Thank you. Black women, we are hated. The world hates us right now. Please just be quiet. Anybody get out of line to you, you just immediately call 911. Trust me, if you call 911 on somebody and it was unprovoked by you, that person, number one, is going to back down from you. The police will help you. That you will get. Just don't make a scene of it. Just put your hands up and say, hey, if you take any step any closer, you're threatening me. I feel uncomfortable. A lot of people don't like black women right now, and I feel uncomfortable. I'm going to just call the police because this, that, and the third. You're going to have to know how to handle this shit. I meant to say that man was brave to speak up about it. Oh yes, that's going to happen to black women. A lot of people are going to start speaking up. Don't worry, broke down Becky gonna get it too. Don't worry. Trailer Park Becky's gonna get it too. It's people are now starting to express the things that are very rude and annoying and ratchet. People are want ratchet culture to go away. And that's not a race thing. They just want ratchet culture to go away.
From this restaurant. No, you're disrespectful, you're entitled, and you're being privileged right now.
Look at the girlfriend.
Because there was nothing in the
He looks like he's doing something too. If someone's sitting in that corner, listen, let me tell y'all something about places like that, okay, before she gets into it. These type of places are places for writers, artists, directors, any type of artsy goddamn mixed media type of work. These are our places, and these places know that those are their customers, and they look forward to us coming in there because they know that we're the ones that's on our computer. We'll go live, we'll be at their restaurant, we'll have their stuff advertised. You see what I'm saying? We'll talk about their drinks, their food. They know that we're the best customers. Okay, I would have been sitting there glad that he said something like that other black lady. Yeah, I would have been glad he said something too. Like, bitch, take the baby, take that screaming ass baby in that pink ass bow and that pink ass dress and get the fuck up out of here. We don't want to hear it. I don't care how it sounds.
It was going to be about race. You're being privileged right now. So you trying to tell me a black person would never say what he's saying to a woman in a restaurant with a baby that's screaming loud? A black person would never say it. Only white people would complain? That's what she's saying? I just want to know. Put it on down in the comment section. Is he being a racist because the baby's screaming? Would he say something if it was a white baby doing the same thing? Would he? Put it on down in the comment section. I really think he would say something if it was a white baby. I think so. Well, that's just me in my opinion, all right? Evidently, he don't like the screaming. He don't have kids, most likely. All right, moving right along.
world that made you feel like you can come say that to me about my child, and then you're upset that I'm reacting. I'm reacting to your response. There are nonverbal children out here. You want to sit here and act like I'm supposed to.
Notice that his girlfriend is trying to get him to be quiet. Do you see how he's speaking? See, what the problem is he think that this is a place for intellectuals. Okay, I'm going to speak for it. This is why everybody does not last. They come into these places, they look around at the people, they grab something and they leave. I have seen people with children go into these places, they grab what they need and they leave with those children. These places are not for people like this, unless the parents have those children in order, like me. Okay, now he think that he's talking to someone intelligent. She's a woman. His girlfriend, wife, whoever she is like, look, babe, that's a mammy. She's not one of those black girls. She's not the Minty the writer black girl. She's not the black woman, the black woman like that. This is a mammy. She's she has you on camera. She's going to try to humiliate you. She's trying to get you fired as a racist, even though I know you. She don't know what he's stepping into. But at the same time, he's a man. He's going to speak up. He's not wrong for speaking up.
Suppress my child's voice.
Don't worry, we're going to get the real video. Oh, okay, that's a white woman. She's okay. Why does she keep panning the camera over there? Are y'all paying attention to that? Why does she keep panning that camera that way? Is she expecting these black people? Why she keep handing it that way? If she expected, first of all, it is rude and it is disrespectful. If I'm sitting down and I'm sipping my pumpkin spice latte and I'm reading a motherfucking, I don't know, the Forbes magazine or some shit, bitch, or motherfucking a book on screenwriting, and I'm taking notes and I'm drinking my latte and having me a latte loaf or something, bitch, I don't want to be on your fucking camera with your fucking mess. Why are you panning the camera over here to me? Girl and dumb. Cause why is you trying to get an audience? Why not just keep it panned on him and focused on him? Why are you panning over to the other black women and the other woman? Like, look at this black bitch. She not saying nothing. What the fuck is she supposed to say? She doesn't know you. All right, now don't disappoint us with what you about to say next.
Do you think she should have picked the baby up, y'all? Comfort the baby so the baby won't be streaming. I have a hard time saying that word with my teeth. Hollering. Do you think she should have picked the baby up? Comfort the
She had
baby.
to say hollering. She could.
I know people are eating, and I don't want to, bother people because I know they're eating. I probably know that gets on their nerve because Hillary gets on my nerve when she starts screaming. I'm the mother when she starts hollering and acting crazy. Was she being disrespectful to the customers? I would pick up my baby. My baby used to do that. Pick the baby up, try to comfort the baby. Come on now. Come on. People trying to.
I never had my baby scream on me at a fucking restaurant. I'm going to tell y'all straight up. I've never had that. Never. I have very quiet babies. I did. I don't have very talkative, loud, run around babies like that. I have very, very silent, very quiet babies. The first thing that everybody say is your children are very quiet. That's the first thing everybody say about mine.
Eat. Mama trying to eat. Come on now. Come on. Calm down. Bring some little toys or something for the baby to play with. Something. But babies, they play with toys and they still make noise. But still, though, she didn't try to comfort her child. So the child wouldn't disturb the whole damn restaurant. She
Right.
didn't do it.
We pulled out a camera.
She don't care, y'all. She don't care.
That's my point.
Me, and I'm a happily married woman. What are you talking about, baby? I'm 10 years next week. Clap it up for me. That's what you can do. So no one has mistreated me. You've been disrespectful.
Girl, how she married? Girl, how you married? Oh, they get on my fucking nerves. And now she done pulled the camera down on him. He ain't bothering nobody. She knew that was going to happen. The girlfriend that was sitting next. That's so fucked up.
I didn't accuse you. Hey, was that racist? Did I say racist in here?
She wants an audience. She might not be all the way white. She might not be all the way white. The more I look at her, right?
No, I said you're being. Privilege is not equal racism. Let me.
That's what they are.
Oh, wait. She's not white. Oh, shit. That girl is not white. I knew it. That's why she looking at her like that. That's another black fucking woman. Wow. Wow.
Always say racism. When you're privileged, who's privileged? Do she mean he got money?
Girl, what does this have to do with privileged? It's about respect. It's about respect. That's why she was trying to get him to stop talking to her. Cause she's black. Do you see her with the yellow on? You see her face? She's appalled right now.
That what that mean?
Who's privileged? Let me tell you something, ma'am. When I go out, okay, and I am eating my latte, first of all, to go to them places is not cheap. Let's get that straight. The food is not cheap. The coffee, the drinks are not cheap in these type of cafes. And a lot of them smartened up, so now they got apps. Yeah, you see her? She's a light-skinned black woman. She's just like, she probably, mixed or whatever, but she's a light skinned, that's a black woman. I knew it when she turned her head and the way she looked. And before she even showed her face, I knew she was black. Yeah. So my thing is, because I need to make something clear to anybody who's listening. Those spaces are not cheap. Those spaces have a certain type of clientele like me. And I'm talking about clientele that if I can be in there every day, I'll be there every day, all day. And I'll be buying shit I'll buy the whole half the menu, depending on how I feel for the day. That's the customer that I am. And I'll bring other people there. Needed to be studied. You really found something. Yeah, I always do.
Y'all privileged.
You see, what are we talking about? Privilege. I am when I sit down. No, when I sit down and I drink and I'm paying my fee to have my pumpkin spice latte and whatever loaf or whatever pumpkin spice, anything that I get extra. My computer, my notebook, and I'm focusing, I'm concentrated, and I'm doing my work for whatever time that I'm doing it. In that moment, I don't want to hear your child screaming. I have a problem. Hey, manager, can you please, like, this lady, like, I can't work. The manager doesn't want to lose a customer because this lady's coming in here with this screaming ass baby. Woo child. The exact video needs to be studied in sociology class. Shit, if they ain't doing it already. What are you talking about? Privilege? Y'all don't understand this type of lifestyle. That's the problem with you niggas. Y'all don't understand this lifestyle. This is a lifestyle that you're looking at.
What the hell is y'all?
Educate you for a second, sir. Privilege. Hold on, no. Let me educate this man. No, let me educate him because he just said I call him racist. I never did it. I said privilege because you're being an adult and you're expecting me to remove my child when I patronize this restaurant just like you. That is privilege. You're expecting me to put yourself over everybody else in this restaurant.
More black people. Just embarrassing more black women. This one in the blue has not said nothing. She looked like she on her lunch break. She looked like she a manager at whatever restaurant is around there. She is an embarrassment.
Let me tell you something. He shouldn't have never got his ass up to go over there and tell her to quiet her child down.
I didn't see him get up. Did y'all see him get up? Okay. I didn't see him get up. When y'all show me shit, y'all know not to show me shit. I'm a master researcher. I will dig down that motherfucking video and don't make me start getting my tingling going on. I'm going to intuitively pick up some shit now.
If he walked over there or he sat where he was and told her to quiet your child down. Shouldn't have done that, okay? You think there's a problem? You talk to the manager. You talk to whoever's in charge of the restaurant. That's who you talk to. Sir, I can't eat in this place. If you allow this stuff to happen in your restaurant, children screaming and hollering and running around, sir, I can never eat at your restaurant again, okay? There needs to be some type of control, some type of way.
It's not a thank you, but you realize how disrespectful it is, right?
The news is not going to show that. Okay, now she's speaking up. Okay, that's the black woman speaking up now. Because a lot of other black women started speaking up. It's all right. We're going to get the full video.
No, I'm so livid.
I'm so sorry.
Look, now there's another kid. There's another kid. And that kid is quiet. That's a quiet kid. And the kid is just bouncing around. Looks like a little kid.
Multiple kids running around. Multiple children running around.
No, I'm so livid.
Somebody said, I'm so sorry. We're going to have to ask you to fucking leave, lady. Hold on.
I'm so sorry.
Multiple kids running around. Multiple children running around.
I understand, like, having kids, it can be hard, and, like, sometimes it's hard.
Look at that. Look.
Listen to when they're not even able
It's not
to,
even
like...
that. I can tell them she's 8 months.
Exactly, so that's why I'm saying, like, I'm sorry for, like, having the confrontation and stuff like that. I'm not saying anything is your fault. I totally understand. Yes, ma'am, I get it. So I'm just trying to calm them.
The reason they told her to leave is because she was causing more problems by running her mouth. See, everybody thinks that when the black woman starts talking back, that means she's going to start fighting you. I know what you meant. And I took it deep. I sure did. I took it down that rabbit hole too. Cause I will.
We're already leaving, so it's not a thing.
Yeah. So that's why I'm not even making a big deal.
But I'm mortified. I'm not gonna lie, because as a parent,
Yeah, I understand. Like,
that's telling me I gotta go in my house and never come out with my children.
And as a customer, that's telling me I need to accept what you're doing. You and your children running around. Well, not you, but your children running around a restaurant and your baby is hollering, screaming. I got to accept that. That's what that means. Okay. Y'all just going to have to accept my children, whether you want to or not.
Who do you think is getting attacked the most in the purging right now? I voted for Kamala because I knew this was going to happen. I know how people are. I know how people feel. I see it. I'm from the city. And those of us from the city, we know. That's why in the city, we look at you dumb when you be like, I got 5, I got this many kids, I got 8. We look at you dumb like, bitch, why? Bitch, why? And don't say how many different men, and don't be a man and say how many baby mamas. We look at you stupid. Like, do you not have any goals and ambitions? Do you know how much it costs? Do you not have to pay rent? Did you like, this is why I get it. I really get it. And we live a certain type of lifestyle in the city. Where there are places for people with children to run around in. It's called Dave and fucking Buster's, bitch. And you can go to the bar and get you a fucking drink on top of that.
Okay. Stay your ass at home. If you don't ever want to, see someone and 8 kids in a restaurant cutting up, stay home. All right. But you ain't stopping me. You ain't stopping my kids. If the manager not saying nothing, then don't say nothing to me. But really and truly, that's true. If the manager don't say anything, whoever owns the restaurant, whoever in charge, if they don't say anything, y'all be quiet. Shut up. That's how people die, y'all. That's how they die. All right? Getting in other folks' business. Don't do it, especially in public. Not these days. You can't do that now. You can't do it. Maybe he just should have got his food, said, sir, since you can't control the restaurant, can you give me my food to go, or can you give me my money back? Okay? Because I come here for a pleasant.
I have to disagree with this lady. Okay, I hear her, but I have to disagree. Okay? We are going to sit here. Karen yells at a baby in the restaurant. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's go. Can I make something clear?
When a guy told
Oh shit, this shit went viral.
girl to leave a restaurant because of her screaming child, she had the most unexpected reaction.
So this gentleman here is telling me to tell my 8-month-old to stop screaming because he has sensitive ears. I know it's loud, but he's an adult. He can leave, and he chooses not to leave. He's choosing me to tell me to take my baby out because he has sensitive ears. She's a child, sir. It's not me.
I have a problem with this entire video. I have a problem with this entire video. I do. I have a problem.
To stop screaming.
That's 8-month-old Montana who started screaming in a Georgia restaurant. Another customer asked Montana's mother, V, to take her baby and leave, saying the screams were hurting his sensitive ears.
Like, you can leave. I don't have to leave.
Here's the problem. Okay, I'm gonna say something. Here's the fucking problem about this whole entire fucking situation. Oh, that looks good. Okay. The problem was, number one, that's your baby. Let me tell y'all something. That's your kid. That's your baby that you love. Okay. Okay. That's a kid that you care about. That's a kid that came from you. Okay? You love that kid. We don't. We don't have to care about your kid, lady. We don't have to care. Let's see.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
So this gentleman here is telling me to tell my 8-month-old to stop.
Somebody put hashtag po folk. Hashtag po folk.
Screaming because he has sensitive ears. I know it's loud, but he's an adult. He can leave.
Why he got to go? He paid his fare like everybody else.
And he chooses not to leave. He's choosing me to tell me to take my baby out because he has sensitive ears.
When you pay attention to this, they spent money at that restaurant. She has a plate on her lap and she's eating in that corner. You know what that means? That means that they come there very often. Okay, you're talking to somebody who actually goes the fuck outside and been places. Okay, sometimes I feel like I didn't go out enough, but I've been out enough to know what I see. She has a plate on her lap and he's sitting next to her and they're sitting on the couch in the corner. That's a sign of a consistent customer. That's why they told her with the screaming baby to leave, because she's not a consistent customer. They're not trying to they're not trying to lose their clientele over. Okay. They're not trying to lose their clientele over her. The lady's eating right there. She's actually dining and she's eating and they're talking and she's eating. So she spent money. That lady didn't spend nothing. Where was her food? Where was her latte? Where was anything? She still didn't buy nothing, because even when she was outside talking, she didn't have nothing in her hand while she was holding that baby. I'm gonna see if anybody picked that up too. Let's go.
She's a child, sir. It's not me. I didn't do anything.
You her mama. How about picking up and bouncing her? Give her a pacifier, a motherfucking bottle.
You came to me about my child, did you not? You speaking for other people that haven't spoken.
That's because don't nobody else want to say nothing. They just hoping that you might pick your baby up or walk outside so she can calm down a little bit.
And the only reason I'm furious about it is because you came to address me about an 8-month-old. I'm not forcing any. I didn't tell the baby to talk. I'm happy that she has a voice and I'm happy she can speak, because there's children out here that can't even speak, that's nonverbal.
Then you go try to hit him with some baby's nonverbal. You happy your baby verbal. God damn, boy, y'all know there's like a sense of bullying, right? She trying to bully that man into shutting the fuck up. Like what? You don't talk about the nonverbal babies?
So I am grateful for my child to be able to have a voice. And
Well, he calling it out.
To chastise me or to whoop me.
Chastise or whoop you? He ain't your daddy. All he did was ask you maybe get the baby out of there.
Because my child is speaking. You can't remove yourself from this restaurant. No, you're disrespectful. You're entitled, and you're being.
She getting frustrated because she trying to eat. They're eating, y'all. Look, they got something completed that they finished there. These are let me tell you something. I want you to hear me very good. If you ever go to a place like this, I want you to scheme your eyes around the place, the whole peripheral. Anybody who sits in a corner like this, in the chair, like with the table like this. I know I said the food was on her lap. We see the table right there. Those are people who usually chill and hang out in the spot the most. Okay. Anybody at the table that you see sitting down, like at one table with one chair, probably writing or studying something, that's another consistent customer. You might see a few of those. You might see a group of people who look like they're at a meeting. Look at the environment of this place. If you have a restaurant or any type of place like this in your neighborhood, I want you to look at the environment of it. These places are located in certain type of neighborhoods. Look around the neighborhood that they're in, what's surrounding that neighborhood. See, this is money frequency. These type of places. This is a high vibing place. This bitch is a low life. She don't even have nothing. She came in with problems. Why is she not at the register? Okay, I mean, I understand it's a restaurant, so people may cater to you and shit. But why hasn't nobody even walked up to her with the? She doesn't even have a menu, y'all. Pay attention to what I'm saying. Somebody else gonna pick this up.
In this world that made you feel like you can come say that to me about my child, and then you're upset that I'm reacting.
To be honest, the only reason she going off because old boy white. She knows she wrong. And that black lady just over there eating her shit, staying out the way. But that black lady knows she wrong too. A nigga like me would have been done said something though.
I'm reacting to your response. There are nonverbal children out here. You want to sit here and act like I'm supposed to suppress my child's voice?
No, but you're supposed to tell the baby to calm down and be a parent. Give it a snack or something. What the fuck? You can't just go into a public restaurant and bully everybody. They gotta hear your baby. What if you ain't want to hear some shit they were talking about? What if they talking about fucking or something? You don't want to hear that around your kid. You gonna say something.
Right.
White boy, that's where you fucked up. You was doing good. You went too goddamn far.
I'm a happily married woman. What are you talking about, baby? I'm 10 years next week. Clap it up for me. That's what you can do. So no one has mistreated me. You've been disrespectful. I didn't accuse you.
Oh, wait.
Did I say racist in here?
Does she have food on her lap? Hold on, y'all, because y'all wouldn't know. I've been nosy about what she got on her lap. Yeah, she looked like she got a croissant or something. Like it looks like a croissant, but she has a tray with napkins. Oh wow. She can't even enjoy. You know it. You know this shit is not cheap. Look at her tray. See, I want y'all to look at the peripheral of a thing. This is how I dig. Okay, bitch, you didn't belong here. Look at the artwork in the back. Y'all know I love the art. Okay, look at the interior design going on. All right, wow, fucking wow.
I'm sorry, y'all. He right. That's what she said, and that's what the fuck she meant. Because if you look back when she said it, she panned over to the black lady to see if she gonna get some goddamn agreement or some black folk backup.
No, I said privilege does not equal racism. Let me educate you for a second, sir. Privilege, hold on, no. Let me educate this man. No, let me educate him because he just said I call him racist. I never did it. I said privilege because you're being an adult and you're expecting me to remove my child when I patronize this restaurant just like you.
So it ain't privilege of you telling him to leave and he paid just like you did? At the beginning of this video, you said, well, he can go.
Can y'all tell me something? Can y'all stop saying something? She never paid for anything. She doesn't even have a menu in her hand. She hasn't even been to the counter, to the cashier. Why do you think they told her to leave? Thank you. That's not even a place for a child. What can a baby eat that's in that place? I mean, let's call it what it. That's a place with caffeine. They don't usually serve alcohol, but it's caffeine, espresso. What can that child drink? What can she really eat either? She could probably eat the loaves or something, but the little baby gonna have to nibble on that stuff. That's not a place for a child. If you don't have that lifestyle as a parent. My children can do that. Because my children are gonna have pizza or something before they get there. They're gonna sit their ass down and they're gonna have them a slushie or something, and they're gonna sit their ass down while mommy is working. My kids be in order. You can see that from the moment I sit their ass down, like, oh, this is a mother. These kids ain't gonna run around and do shit.
He didn't ask you to go. He just asked you to call your baby. If an old black lady came to you and say, baby, let that baby be quiet. Put a pacifier in his mouth. Take your ass outside.
You want to ask
what you would have did?
You wouldn't
have flipped like this. You thought you had you one. And this poor folk, baby, I keep it all the way 1,000. I would have been dead with you, but you're wrong.
That is privilege. You're expecting me to put yourself over everybody else in this restaurant. It's not a thank you, but you.
Look how everybody got the fuck up. You know why everybody got up? Because we don't. Listen, we don't do that. told you, bro. Don't fuck with me. Don't listen. When it comes to places that I frequent, I'ma tear you apart. I'ma tear your ass apart, okay? If I frequent that place, then I got something to say. And I can tell what kind of environment a place is.
You realize how disrespectful it is, right? No, I'm so livid.
Goddamn, how many kids you got? They all running around and shit. That manager scared to the motherfucker.
All those kids? Oh shit, what I do? All those her kids?
I totally understand, like, having kids, it can be hard, and, like, sometimes it's hard to, like...
Yo, if that's her kid, remember when she went out to talk, we only saw one kid. Them little motherfuckers look unkept. Unpopular. I'm going to listen. Them kids look unkept. Girl.
Listen.
That black lady ain't say shit in that background. She ain't say shit. They said ain't no more food stamps and people are are protesting, y'all. I want to slow it down, y'all. Okay, I got this lady name, right? Let me click on this and we're gonna get to this lady. Hold on real quick.
So I went on a date with this nigga.
Oh, okay, hold on. I went out to a diner with a group I didn't know well, and they did this, and I'll never. Okay, restaurant. I don't think a lot of people agree with her. I want to make that clear. I don't think a lot of people agree with this lady. All right, let's go ahead and take it to. Okay. I feel like I know this face. Okay, let's go back and let's just tone it down a little bit. Let's see what this is about.
So I went on a date with this nigga. And while we was on a date, I went to the bathroom before the waitress had came. Cause I had to make...
Okay. Wait. Okay. We're gonna have to stop the show. The saddest part about it is that this lady is still in an angry and defensive vibration after all of this. Yes. Still poverty mindset, seen as an angry black woman to everybody in the room. Right. Let's hold on to this comment. I'm going to start this show over because we're past 2 hours. Okay. And what I'm going to do is we're going to come from this and I'm going to start with this video. And we're going to still keep it on a poverty topic. All right. So I'll be back. Don't go nowhere. Give me like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay. I can't get over her face, y'all. I can't get over her face. The music is too goddamn happy for this topic. Let's go.
So I went on a date with this nigga. And while we was on a date, I went to the bathroom before the waitress had came. Cause I had to make sure everything was okay or whatever, cause I had to use the bathroom, stuff like that. I went to the bathroom and when I came out, I guess the waitress never came. So I'm waiting, and I'm like, he's like, you ready to eat? And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to order. He was like, don't worry, I already ordered for you. I said, okay, but you didn't know what I wanted. He's like, oh, I know what you like. Trust me on this. I said, okay. So the food gets there, and he has this beautiful set of 16 all flat lemon pepper hots and some french fries. And I was sitting there waiting for my food to come. He said, just wait, it's coming. So I'm looking at him eat, and I'm like, okay, can I get a fry? He was like, no, your food is coming, just wait. I waited. He finished eating his food. And after he was done, I was like, the waitress never came. He was like, don't worry, they're coming right now. So then he did it like this. He did the sign like this. So when the waitress got there, she brings over the check. And I was like, I didn't do my order. He was like, no, it's fine. They're gonna bring it. Don't worry. And the waitress was looking at him, and I was looking at him. And she was like, what do you want me to do? He was like, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and take the check. So when she brings back his change, he gets up. He's like, are you ready to go? I'm like, I didn't eat anything. He's like, trust me, you've had enough. Excuse me?
I'm sorry, what?
Okay.
Did I catch you?
Okay.
Because I didn't. Hold on.
So when she brings back his change, he gets up. He's like, are you ready to go? I'm like, I didn't eat anything. He's like, trust me, you've had enough.
Oh,
excuse me?
Oh, shit.
Okay. Okay. That's why I won't be going on any dates. That's why I sit home and I eat Domino's, and I just stay to myself, because I be damn. I be motherfucking damn. Somebody try that on me again.
Dating is tough for everyone, but for plus-size women, it often comes with a painful twist. From cruel comments to shocking experiences, many have shared horror stories that reveal the harsh reality of fat shaming in the dating world. These aren't just bad dates. They're heartbreaking reminders of how society still judges people based on size. Let's dive into the shocking truth behind plus-size dating horror stories.
It did not go well. Truthfully, it lasted less than 2 minutes. I walked up, he gave me a hug, and said, are you hungry? Let's go inside. We went inside. He said, actually, can you step outside for a minute? And I stepped back outside, and he said, I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm just not feeling it. So I walked to my car, came back home. Dating when you're fat sucks.
So my first thought is maybe
Wait. Are these women not, do these men not know that they're BBWs? Do these men not know that they're fat? I am confused right now. Like, I am just confused beyond confused. What is going on here?
she didn't show everything on her dating profile, so he had no idea what he was getting into. But I saw this clip of what her dating profile looked like. I couldn't find it again for this video, but she showed everything. She had full body photos, she had selfies, all without filters. She made it very clear on what she looked like. What the man did was not okay in this one. If you have a preference like that, perfectly valid, but you need to look at the pictures before you go on the date. Or if you spend excessive amounts of time talking to this person, just flip through their pictures real quick and make sure you're actually attracted to the person. She talked to this man for like 3 weeks, and she said that she even talked to him on the phone, and she made it very clear that she was overweight. And for those of you thinking, oh, it was probably for another reason, he actually said something along the lines to her that it was because of that, so she was able to confirm it. She wasted all that time getting ready and talking to him for weeks for that?
Dating as a fat woman is really hard, and I think one of the hardest things for me has been like trying not to catfish someone. You know, if I give just like a portrait shot like this, they don't really get a good sense of what my body looks like. And so in all of my dating profiles, I try to include at least one, generally two, like full size, full body shots so that they know what they're getting themselves into. And one time, I remember this one date, this guy and I had been talking for like 3 months, which A, is way too long to be in the talking stage. He was a pilot, he flew internationally, and he would be stationed at different like Air Force bases and whatnot for like weeks at a time, and then he would come back. And so I gave him a little bit of grace for that, and I thought, okay, by the time we were finally able to meet up though, I was super excited. We had like mad chemistry via text, and I got all glammed up. I wore this super cute outfit, showed up at this bar, crazy cats. And he walked in, and the look on his face was just like, ugh. And then he just put on a fake smile. He didn't make eye contact with me the whole time. And I've never had that experience where I felt so...
These women are lying. These fucking women are lying, because I've heard stories of women. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's a few stories. These women are lying. Because I've heard a few stories of dudes saying about women who are plus size and they don't be honest. Okay, girl, if you can say that dating as a fat woman is hard, dating as a woman is hard, then lose weight so it can be easier for you. Wait, I wasn't ready for that comment. Girl, you gotta give me a laughing warning or some shit. They not telling the truth. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. You not telling the motherfucking truth. You not telling nobody that your ass is fat. You not telling nobody you fat. These men ain't just behaving like this. I remember this dude told me years ago, he said he met this woman online who he was talking to for a long time, because these men feelings really be getting caught up. Y'all need to understand that. These men feelings get caught up with these women. And when she was sitting in his car, she said, "How you think I look?" He said, "Not 120 fucking pounds, bitch." That's what the fuck he said to her, because she lied about her weight.
Unwanted and so ugly all at once. The disappointment in his body language was so clear to me that he was just not into me. I went on another date with this other guy. We were like 3 hours apart, so we each drove like an hour and a half to meet in the middle, which I thought that worked out well. And I got my drinks. I was there before him, and so I got my drink, paid for my drink, and we chatted for about a half an hour. It was a little bit of awkward conversation. I felt like I was carrying most of the conversation. And this guy stops, all of a sudden, like, interrupts me mid-sentence and says, "Well, Sarah, it was really nice to meet you. I'm gonna go." And just got up and left. And I was like,
you know what I want to know? These are horror stories. Okay. We need to hear men why they don't date fat. We need to hear this.
Okay. And was really, really taken aback by that. So both of those experiences really showed me that I am not somebody.
Okay, but they're not telling you to is, are they disabled? Do they walk with like a side limp, like something wrong with their leg? Do they look like they got health problems? You know what I'm saying? Do they breathe a certain way? Are they a little disgusting? Like, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of questions here, y'all. I'm not falling for this horror story business.
That men want to date, which is too bad, because I think I'm fun. I think I'm funny. I'm smart. I clean up really nice. I look terrible right now, but I clean up nicely. And I feel like I have a lot of love to give to somebody, but I can't seem to get past that first date. God damn it.
The stories that I have of being rejected as a bigger girl and being rejected as a smaller girl are crazy. Let me tell you the worst experience I had of being rejected as a bigger girl. So this was probably 2016-ish, 2017-ish. And I was on Plenty of Fish, which red flag right there. Just don't do that. I was chatting to this guy, and before anyone comments, yes, I was always very upfront about what I looked like. I had plenty of full body pictures on my profile. It was very obvious. So I'm talking to this guy for a couple of weeks, and finally he's like, "I would really like to take you out." And mind you, like, again, because I was a bigger girl and I knew the rules, I was very upfront. I'm like, listen, you know that I'm like a bigger girl, right? And he, of course, like they always are, like, oh yeah, like I'm fine with it, like you look great to me and all this kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, just so we're clear. So we make plans to meet up for a date, and we were gonna go to Longhorn Steakhouse. So, mind you, when this date comes, there's literally an ice storm. So I brave my life to go meet up with this guy at Longhorn Steakhouse. I get there before him, and mind you, I looked good, all right? I put an effort, I put on a really cute outfit. This man got out of his car wearing track pants, which, like, sir, who do you think you are? And he just looked like he hadn't showered in a few days, but I was like, all right, we're just gonna see how this goes. I'm like, oh, hi, so nice to meet you. And we walk to the door, and I could immediately tell something was off. But I'm a very optimistic person, so I'm just like, all right, just give it a minute. Like, maybe he's just shy. So I'm trying to start conversation, and it's going nowhere. The hostess tells us it's gonna be a while. So we sit in like the little waiting lobby to wait for a table. And I'm like, again, I'm trying to start conversation, pulling at strings here, grasping at straws, and he's giving nothing. So finally, after about 5 minutes of me trying to make conversation with him, he's like, hey, come outside with me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we go outside, and I'm like, oh, like, sorry it's taking so long, I'm like, but hopefully it'll be worth the drive, And he's like, listen, let's just cut to the chase. You're way fatter than I thought you were gonna be, and this is not gonna work. And I just looked at his greasy, balding head. And
let me tell y'all something. Plenty of Fish been out since I was young, bro. And I want to stay with my 20s, but Plenty of Fish. I was told to go on Plenty of Fish before. Like, man, I ain't going on that bullshit. It was called something else. No, it was called Plenty of Fish, and then it changed the name to something else. I might be saying it wrong. I might be vice versa, but it's been around for a long goddamn time. Okay. What the fat girl is getting a reality check about is these dudes. Alright. These online dudes, they are out for blood. Okay? They are out for blood. So they're going to be as disrespectful to your face from online as much as they want to. They are cowardice. But at the same time, these women ain't telling the truth. But we're going to keep it moving. Hold on.
And was like, this isn't going to work for you. Got it. Well, I'm going to go. Good luck getting back home. And then he got all offended and butthurt that I like wanted to leave the date because like, why would I stay for that? And he was like, well, you can stay. Like, we can have dinner. Like, it's fine. Just like, why would I stay for that? You were just incredibly rude to me. No, I'm going to go. Good luck getting home. And when I tell you, so that was like the harshest I was ever rejected. I have plenty of other stories if you want them, but the vast difference between that and the harshest way that I have ever been rejected as a smaller person is so incredibly telling. Like, so incredibly telling. Like, the harshest I've ever been rejected in a smaller body was someone just being like, hey, I had a great time, but I just think we might be better off with other people. A normal response, right? A normal response. So yeah.
It actually was a really nice date up until the end of the date when he proceeded to tell.
Remember, this is about alignment and frequency. So these women are attracting this as well. Let's go.
Tell me that I would be really pretty if I lost some weight.
Hi bestie, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bestie, like the video because it helps with my algorithm. Bestie, dating.
Everybody wants to be loved. I want to be loved. But I want to love someone. I want to put my all into someone and they give me their all back. To the date. Horrendous. Horrendous. Go on a date. It actually was a really nice date up until the end of the date when he proceeded to tell me that I would be really pretty if I lost some weight. I would be really hella sexy if I lost some weight. I don't need to lose weight. I'm pretty happy in my skin. I have no limitations on myself. You know, I go in the pool, I go on the beach. I don't give a shit. This is my body. I'm proud of myself. And ain't nobody gonna make me feel less than.
Get to the story.
Because I know my worth. Now, am I gonna date? Maybe. I don't know. It's scary out there. People are icky. And like nobody wants to be rejected. But to be an asshole, like, damn dude, you're ugly on the inside. The inside. And that's where it really counts. So the bullshit is real. That's it. That's all I got. See ya.
So, dating story time. I live in a town in northern Idaho, and if you've never been to northern Idaho, it's beautiful, but let's just say that every dating profile is basically dead animals and fish, like every single one. It's not an exaggeration. It is so bad. So when I came across a profile the other day where the guy was like painting in a photo,
yes,
and there were no dead animals, I was like,
yes, they make that their identity.
like, this is amazing. I will swipe on this person. Long story short, it was not a worthwhile swipe. We're talking and it's going nicely, and then all of a sudden he said, I want to explain the dilemma that I'm in. And I'm like, okay, like,
dilemma?
Shoot, like, what's your dilemma? And he's like, I've had some of the best sex of my life with bigger girls, but I don't like to date bigger girls. And I'm like, thinking, your profile says you want a relationship. I swiped on you because I thought maybe you were like slightly more enlightened than some of the people that live here. And now you're explaining the fact that you have a fetish for big girls by saying that it's a dilemma? So me, being unfortunately the slightly too nice person that I am, I'm like, it sounds like you've got some internalized fat phobia going on, you know, like some stuff that you really need to like look at. And he's like, no, I just really don't like.
I have deep fat phobia. Being 189 pounds, my thighs rubbing together, my body being heavy when I sleep at night. Okay. Not being able to fit certain outfits and my body not looking right, having rolls on the side of my body. Yes, I did not like that shit at all. I didn't like that shit at all. Even sexually, I did not like it. I don't like it. Yes, I have a fat phobia. And a bitch went from 189 to 165, and a bitch is about to go down to 135.
Dating bigger girls, like maybe if one of them, like if like it looks attractive on you having that extra weight, but a lot of girls it doesn't. But I've still had some of the best sex of my life with bigger girls. This is the kind of shit that you deal with when you're on dating apps and you are not a size, like, I don't know what's considered not bigger. I swear I have had girls who were like, you know, what I would consider pretty small tell me that they have dealt with similar conversations on these apps. And the audacity of some of these people, it's like, you don't get to say that shit to somebody and have that not have a negative effect. I was this close to telling him off, but then I was like, it's not even worth it.
What's the problem? Just block him. He didn't say to your face. This is not a horror story. This is a text message. He openly admitted, I have the best sex in my life with big women, but I don't really want to be seen outside with one. I know a guy who was like, he dates big women because his friends date big women. But he said he don't like it. He don't like dating big women. So, lady,
worth the effort. And by the next morning, he had unmatched for me because obviously he got the clue. So to all the other bigger girls who have been fetishized, you're not alone. And we're so much better than that.
Let me tell you, being remotely bigger on a dating app, dating men, is not for the faint of heart. So I am sort of on the verge between, I mean, I hate this phrase, but like mid-size and plus size. Like I can...
I want to hear that.
Should I have walked out early and gone home? No, I finished my dinner. If these are the options, I'd rather be single.
Thinking about back when I used to date men, and there was this one guy that I met on Tinder, right? And we chilled, we hung out, we texted for a while, and I went to go hang out with him, and we went to do whatever, and we were vibing. I usually leave after because honestly I got something to do. I don't want to be here. I didn't even like me, and I just like the attention you gave me. So when I got what I needed, I just left. And I was like leaving. He was like, no, let me show you something. And we started watching what happens, what they do in the shadows, or what happens in the shadows. I still have not watched that show. It was cool when I was watching it, and I wanted to finish it, but what happened that day has kept me from continuing that show. We were watching it for a minute, and we watched like a good 3-4 episodes. Me wanting to leave now, I'm just being nice, you know, because we having good conversation. We vibing. Tell me why in the middle of the episode they just look over at me and they're just like,
my bad.
You're like so cool, and I really like you, and I would be with you, but you're just like way too fat. And I'm just like, are you? I was so stunned.
Okay, I can reply you, like, I accidentally.
He was like, yeah, like,
about the
if you took better care of your health, like,
good thing I looked down at the button. I didn't know what the hell happened. Yeah, I can reply to you.
I was like, you know what? I'm about to go. I was like, that was really weird. I was like, you're a fucking asshole, and I'm about to go. And I left. Oh my God. When I left, this person proceeded to continue to text me. Angrily text me. Proceeded to curse me out, call me all types of fat people and all this stuff. Curse me smooth the fuck out. I blocked them out.
Well, she was already playing games when she was on a date with a man and she didn't like him anyway. So
this is why I don't date. So recently I started dating someone. I rarely date. Like I rarely am interested in men because I just don't take them serious because they just waste time. I recently met someone and I have recently discovered that I have to let him go. I being breadcrumbed, I'm just realizing this is not what I want. These are some red flags I noticed. He goes days without texting me or calling me. I'm talking about 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. And then when he does hit me up, it's just like, what are you doing? What's going on? What's up? I feel like that's just showing a really big sign of disinterest, and I'm not interested in inconsistency. Another red flag is that he was planning dates but never following through, and it happened more than once, more than twice. So he would say, I want to take you out, we're gonna do this, X, Y, and Z, and then when it was time for like us to like meet up or hang out, I had never heard from him, and then days would go by and he would just message me like nothing happened. Like, hey, what are you doing? I'm just like, did you forget that you said you would take me out? That's a big
I'm saying, hey,
between
girl,
flaking on dates and going dates without calling, texting, just randomly like hitting me up after like weeks or week. I've realized that I'm not interested in being breadcrumbed or interested in flaky behavior or inconsistency. Yeah, you're gonna get blocked. And I don't think I'm wrong. I feel like a man that really likes you will show with effort, time, and communication. If you're going days without talking to me, calling me.
Someone needs to tell women the truth about dating online. Somebody needs to tell women the truth about dating online. Listen, y'all, I gotta bounce. I gotta bounce. I will be back, and we're gonna continue this conversation because we need to tell women about dating life and what it's really about and what's going on out here. But yeah, we're gonna continue this in a minute. Give me like about 25 minutes to come back. 25 to 30 minutes to hit y'all back up.